Doctor.
Fantastic. 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 Fantastic.
Yo, what up? What up? What up? Y'all don't know the deal, man. Like and share, like and share, like and share, so we can get this thing out everywhere. There's anywhere in the world you could be, but just all be right here with me, the BABGOG, and I appreciate y'all for pull up on me. What's going on, man? Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all see what it is. Y'all see what it is. Y'all see what it is, man. I'm still gonna do the story. I don't want to link this to that because as wild as this shit may be, is not as wild as it could be, right? And I don't want to go that far without any type of proof or substantiating thing, because I don't play with the whole accusing people of being predators of children without, some foreseen evidence or whatnot, right? But who is Teacher Bae? You ain't seen her, JC? Hey man, like I said, for y'all that don't do this content shit, I understand. I ain't got a reason to. So Teacher Bae, this is Teacher Bae 2.0, okay, or 3.0 or whatever. Remember I showed y'all the thing the other day, right? I'm picking on the outside window, not the inside. Fucking dead skin on my shit. Damn, I hate that shit. I feel it. There you go. It's out of the way. Cool. Anyway, remember I showed y'all this picture right here? See if I can find it. And it was a comparison of teachers back then versus teachers now, right? And how we didn't have no fine ass teachers. We didn't have no thick teachers. We didn't have none of that shit. You kept, well, shit. I don't say no reason. We step into him. What's the name? Niggas finna march for nothing again. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Either way, you guys, I'm pretty sure it was like a couple days ago that I did it. So even if I don't find it, right? It was a picture showing the difference. Well, this is one of them, right? So let me pull this one up. right. Pull that one up too for reference. Here we go. Got it. All right. Put one in the chat if you guys remember this picture right here. And hit the like button for me. Hit the like button for me. Hit the like button for me. Please and thank you. Okay. You guys remember this picture right here? I showed it probably like last week sometime. Tony Golden. Oh, Terry Gold. My bad. I had plenty of fine teachers growing up. None of them just like streetwalkers. Hey man, maybe y'all just had some good school districts, my nigga. Cause the fine teachers, no. I remember this one white girl. Yeah, man, I can't even really think of no fine teachers for real while we was there. You had some old ladies that was trying to be, but you know, they was old and they was whatever. Yeah, I can't remember a fine teacher that we had, man. Most of them were just, you know, older, whatnot, what have you. I think that was just a thing. We didn't really have a younger teacher so much. So especially when you're talking like, you know, the older ages and shit. I can't remember her name, but this one white lady, she was like a social studies teacher. And boy, that's the first white girl I ever seen with ass. And she didn't purposely, you know, she didn't wear tight anything or so on and so forth. She wore regular clothes, but that ass was just, but that motherfucker just float. She had a cute little face. She, you know what I'm saying? She was a BBW, of course, but not super duper big. But I say like she would have been, if I remember right, probably about 5'6", 5'7", somewhere between 180, 190 or whatever. And she was younger. You could tell she was a lot younger, right? But she was cute. She had an ass, but it wasn't no fine shit as far as teaching went with us. Middle school or high school. And elementary school is like, I guess you know, you got like, you think like teachers are pretty, but you're not thinking about nothing sexual for real. I think I had one cute teacher, I guess, so on and so forth, but right. Shout out to Ed, man. Ed, bro. Ed forever trolling, bro. As a janitor, I'm thankful for the teacher bays at work. You ain't no damn janitor. Shout out to Ed, though. Appreciate it for the two, brother. Listen, man. Hey, especially back in the late 90s, early 2000s, Ali the Great. Listen, these new white girls is different. These white girls that's building these asses in the gym, hey, that's another thing you know why niggas stock is up. Because you know white girls don't worry about having no ass. Because white boys hate ass. These white girls be in the gym, boy. They be motherfucking on that on the hip extension machine, the thrust, doing them hip thrusts, squeezing them glutes, nigga. White girls don't be playing. But here we go right here, man. I don't even know who this girl is in the middle. But out of all, I think it might be this one. I don't know. She gets this gain a little weight. But let me see. Make sure y'all can see. I can see my mouse now. So these are the old school teachers from when we was growing up. This is Teacher Bae 1.0. This is Teacher Bae 2.0. And I don't know who this is right here with all this ass. Listen, that ass though. Goddamn. She don't look too bad either. Right? But this is how teachers are dressing, right? In 2025. Right? And this Teacher Bae, I think she started around 2017, 2018, right? Listen, man, this shit is not okay. All right. It's unprofessional. It's a distraction. It brings certain shit into question that you should never have to worry about. And I don't want to hear that shit about, oh, she can't help how she's shaped. We know she can't help how she's shaped, but she can help how she fucking accentuates her shape. Okay. They still sell all this shit right here and somewhere. Okay. All right. I ain't saying you got to be dressed like motherfucking Little House on the Prairie, but your ass definitely shouldn't be dressed like you going out to the club. Okay. All right. And the fact of the matter, I know this one is elementary school teacher. I don't know what she teaches, and she teaches middle school. Again, the younger and the more attractive that a woman is, the more distracting it's going to be to the male students. And we know male students, particularly black male students, suffer the most. Now, am I saying teachers need to be, ugly or unattractive or, out of shape? And no, I'm not saying those things, but the serious conversation isn't being had about, okay, being that we're already at a deficit when it comes to education, why would we do anything that could possibly add to the distraction, you know what I'm saying, or the focus of anything than education? Right? Yeah, man. Shout out to Brian. Yeah, again, teaching is this is, and again, we said this. Listen, remember, teaching is in the top 3 of promiscuous occupations: nurses, teachers, flight attendants, honorable mention the military. You feel me? Hey, why you bullshitting? Charles Mercer. I don't know if y'all remember that. A Project Pat song said that. I forget which one it was. I think it was what was it? She's a teacher by the day, but she hoeing in the night. Fuck. Was that? Hold on. No, that was yeah. Let's run a train. Let's call the boys. Let's run a train. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's if I'm correct me if I'm right, man. I'm pretty sure that's it. Let's call the boys. Let's run a train. And they was talking. That was back in what mid 90s. Well, more free mom. I don't want to. More free mom. I don't want to connect that to this. I still got that one coming for y'all. I'm just collecting all the stuff, all the stories. Most of that's white women. I think it's been 1 or 2 black women that's been caught up in it too. But the majority of the women molesting these kids is white women. So you feel me? Right? It said in the teacher's defense, those 90s teachers were old by then. What do you mean though? I think the age of teachers, I don't know. If we Googled it, I think the age of teachers would probably still be the same. I think teaching is still a older profession than what's the name? You feel me? I don't think a lot of people are, especially nowadays. I would think that the teaching median age as teachers even higher than what it was in the past, because teaching just do not pay the bills, man. And teaching is very, very important and integral to society. So it's a damn shame that teachers do not get paid. I think the wage they should be paid, especially being that now teachers have to be far more than just teachers. Back in the day, when we were kids, hey, PTA meetings were a thing. When we were kids, what I'm saying, the majority of parents were involved. You know what I'm saying? Education was important. Now, man, most of these parents use motherfucking school for a daycare, man. They don't give a fuck about these kids and learning how to read. They don't give a fuck about these kids knowing math. They don't give a fuck about these kids learning shit. They just don't want them around. They don't want to have to pay for daycare. Oh, okay, I got you. I'm saying teachers don't stay in the profession as long as so a lot of our teachers were old. Oh, I got you. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd imagine it's a much higher turnover rate now than what it was back in the day. But we see the example, right? Let's see this one right here. I don't know. Tell me this. I think no, this is not her. This is somebody different. But this is a problem. This is a problem. And if I'm the principal, hold on. If I'm the principal, right, I'm gonna treat your ass like the students and have you go back home and change your outfit. No, especially with all this fupa out. Okay, them young boys don't know about that fupa. So, baby, you can't be out here with your fupa showing, baby. The fuck? Come on now. This is clearly an attempt for fucking attention right here. Get the fuck out of here, man. And then stop this shit, bro. What the fuck is this? Tia, where you at? Tia, can y'all explain this? Can y'all explain this damn windshield wiper bang thing? Shout out to Artifacts, brother. Greatly appreciate you for renewing your membership. I think you renew your membership, brother. Greatly appreciate you. Where you at, Tia? Somebody explain this shit to me. What the fuck is this shit, man? Yeah, man, listen. This was, bro, come on. No, this is not okay. This is not okay, clearly. And then black women. Listen, the moment you turn around in a picture, bro, to show your ass from the side, there's only one reason you're doing that. Okay? I'm gonna say this again. The moment you turn to the side with a side profile, okay, to show how much wagging you dragging, baby, come on now. What are we doing? And this in a classroom? You getting rolled up. I'm the principal. You're getting rolled up, and this is coming down. Baby, you are not finna use my motherfucking schoolhouse, as the old folks used to say. You're not finna use my schoolhouse for no goddamn backdrop of you building your thirst trap videos. No, ma'am. Not round here. You better take that home to your living room. You better go to the gas station. You better do that. No. In my classroom, no. Shout out to Creed. This is not just the issue for the new teachers. Excuse me. It's an issue for younger generations across the board. They have stopped teaching business professional dress in schools. I don't understand Creed. I just don't understand it though. And especially something as important as this, to where, you know, perception really is reality with something like this. Right? Perception is reality. Now, I'm gonna say that super pause before I say this. But now imagine, right? Imagine a male teacher that put on his gray sweatpants or purposely motherfucking bought his, you know, his khakis a size too small to show his, you know. Imagine that. Would anybody fucking take up for that shit? Would anybody say anything other than ew, nigga? Would there be any defense of hey, more for Iman, great example, even a teacher wearing a tank top, right? Got his shoulders out his jersey or something. Everybody would have something to say, and rightfully so. Hey, you weirdo ass nigga, what's wrong with you? Why the fuck is you trying to, what's you doing, nigga? This ain't no motherfucking Mr. Olympia. Nigga, ain't nobody trying to see your motherfucking meat. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? And a father will probably, hey, not only that nigga would get stepped to, bro. And again, rightfully so. Nigga, what the hell? What the fuck going on around here? Hey, listen, hey, not just that. Once the daddy heard about it or saw about it, hey, somebody gonna see that man. Nigga, how dare you? But again, this is the problem with the double standards. I know double standards are a part of life. Some double standards, though, are fucked up and need to be done away with. Shit like this. When you're in the presence of children, right? Everything should be motherfucking above board and to the ultimate level of fucking professionalism. Okay? Is anybody going to be perfect? No. But shit like this is blatant. This is a blatant disregard for professionalism and questionability, right? A teacher is one of those occupations to where you are and should be held to a higher standard. If you don't want to do that, don't fucking teach. Go be a professor. Shout out to a man, T.O. in the building, brother. Greatly appreciate you, man. For the 5 memberships. Everybody that received one, man, tell them thank you, man. I greatly appreciate you, T.O.
Ain't nothing but some money.
No, that's what I'm not. Is that Terry Coles? We saying the same thing. I don't. If it's anything involving children, adult to children, interactions, there should be no double standards allowed. It should be the same across the board. No ifs, ands, or buts. But again, because there are double standards and because people are afraid to say things to women, specifically black women, because you don't want to be racist, you know, you don't want to get canceled. You don't want to be discriminatory, right? Shit like this gets out of hand and becomes the standard. And this is a problem. This shit is serious. Everybody laughing about it, everybody talking about it or whatever. And rightfully so. Some shout out to the black women that are speaking out against this. But this is a serious, serious problem, man. It showed you that these teachers don't give a fuck about these kids. Okay? These teachers show up to work every day.
Fuck them kids. Fuck the kids? Yeah.
You can't tell me otherwise. Because why are you showing up to work looking like you about to go to the fucking club? Why? Why are you showing up to your job looking like you going, you know what I mean, you're going to have a good time? No, this shit is out of hand. And like I said, these teachers are fairly young. These are younger women. If you're in elementary school or whatnot, what have you, I don't think, but I can't say I don't think it matters. It should be the same regardless. But even more so, take it into consideration as the boys get older. Hell, nowadays, shit. I mean, if we being honest, these kids out here fucking early, man. Man, my son told me some shit the other day. My youngest son, he's 13. My son told me some shit that a girl said to him. And I was like, hey, man, you stay away from that little heifer. You stay away. Your ass ain't finna get no motherfucking necessary crunch before you even get started. I'm telling, man, listen, bro, sit down and have a conversation, bro. Everything is way faster and way earlier than what it was for us. Listen, man, hey, more for your mom, man, for real, bro. All bullshit aside, it's scary because you don't realize it. You know what? You know what I'm realizing? Like the older we get, right, bro, the more life experience you have, the harder it is for you to understand just how much shit has changed. This is why niggas can't understand and can't believe why the young niggas are not dealing with women and not approaching women and not handling the dynamic between men and women the same way we did. They're not supposed to. It's not the same time. It's a totally different era. And our experience tells us this is right. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how it should be. No, that's how it was for us. Nigga, we not motherfucking 19, 20, even 30 no more. Nigga, we 40. You 45. You 50. You don't know what it's like, my nigga, to be 19 in 2025. Totally different. Night and day. When I was 19, bro, like I said, we still had green screen Nokia phones, nigga. They didn't even have color phones yet. I think what was the first BlackBerry out? When BlackBerry? Maybe a BlackBerry. The only thing that had like a color screen to it was like a BlackBerry, bro. Remember BlackBerries? Nigga, BlackBerries was a motherfucking computer with actual letters on it. Bro, we didn't have no motherfucking cell phone with with adult entertainment on it at will. Twitter didn't exist. Bro, you don't even got to log into a adult entertainment site. Twitter. You got Twitter, bro. Hey, you know the right site, nigga. Listen. You know the right Twitter site?
Who? Who? Oh, God.
Nigga, you know the right Twitter page to motherfucking look up, nigga. That's this the reality for them, man. So it's unfair and it's unrealistic for us to try to apply the times that we were used to the times now that we'll never understand and we'll never experience, because that's just not our age bracket. It's not our age bracket. It's not how things are out here. It's not the social dynamic. It is not the reality of now. And that's one of the biggest things of becoming an old person is you think you're right most of the time and you can just apply the shit that worked for you to everybody that's coming up after you. And that's not how it is, my nigga. That's not how it is. It's not. Hey, more for your mom. Hey, brother. Right, y'all know every time I come on Twitter, nigga, that's why I always close my pic. Hey, I don't never scroll on Twitter for a reason. See, the key is not to follow the pages, you bookmark them. All right, for you rookies out there. Some of you niggas some freaky frogs, okay? A lot of you niggas on Twitter are freaky frogs. All right? I'll never shake you niggas' hands. I'm not even giving you a fist bump. I'm elbowing you niggas like, hey, nigga, hey. Treating y'all niggas like COVID still going on. Because I know your keyboard sticky, nigga. I know you got a Jergens and a Lubriderm account, nigga. You hear me? No, you niggas. Fantastic said we didn't have cell phones with. In my day, nobody had cell phones at all. Yeah, 24 birthdays. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Listen, it's totally different now. Totally different, man. Nah, Cam. Nah. Niggas switch up. Niggas fuck up. Always fuck up with them burner accounts, nigga. Niggas always fuck up with them burner accounts. You got too many burner accounts, bro? Nah, niggas fuck up, man. Be logged in the wrong account, say the wrong shit, now you exposed. Nah, brother. Just hit the bookmark, my nigga. Trust me. Man, sport man, what up, bro? But we saw those two examples, and let's go back, man. Not way back, but let's go back a little bit, right? Just for example, right? Look, these are the mothers, man. These are the mothers that are sending these kids to school, right? And before they get in school, this is what they're being taught and enriched with. Shout out to a man support man for the 2. Appreciate you, brother. Awesome panel show yesterday. Hey, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all for the support, bro. Right? Look at this, man. Look at this.
That's why we gotta make it, because Bookie, I gotta go steal my outfits before my video shoot. Yo. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Now the other lady, shamefully and smartly, is trying to at least cover her face so you don't see who she is. She called her name out, so anybody that knows her knows exactly who she's talking to, right? Because that's her name, and you know they hang together. But look in the background, man. It's a toddler. You think he know how to read yet? You think he know his ABCs, 1, 2, 3s? 2 plus 2 is 4. How many sight words you think he done? And then in the back, that's a kid in the back. You see it?
Shut up.
Can't really see him, but see, that's a kid back there. It's a security tag, Cree. She's burning a security tag so that she can steal, Cree. This is the lesson she's teaching her children. Yeah. Hey, shout out, hey, DG. Hey, kid ain't even got no. That's another thing too, man. These kids be out here just a pamper, no shoes, no shirt, running around the hood, man. Crazy.
Put it on today.
Blow it.
Yeah.
Look at the kid, telling him to blow it.
Mama, blow it. And don't ask me why I'm stealing all types, bitch, because they $40, bitch. Came on. Look. We need the thing. We need the thing.
In a pamper. And that kid looks too old to be in a pamper. Unless his ass finna be the next Shaq or the next offensive lineman. That kid look a little too big to be in a pamper.
You know, like, scoop it up. Cool. Not my toothbrush. Probably that right.
Little boy already got his ear pierced. Cree, you see it? You see it, Cree? Child of Snow Patrol. She can buy lashes, nails, and Barbie wigs, but can't buy a shirt and pants for the kid. Shout out to a man sport men for the two. She could have hit me up for the quick 40. I don't know, a man sport man. That 40 might cost you a whole lot more than that, brother. Bump, bump, bump. No B2K. Be careful. Crazy, man. A blonde, jet blonde wig, man.
Came up.
Now, combine this with a teacher that's more focused on being fashionable than teaching the children. Mentor these kids. Y'all need to help with these kids. Y'all need to. No. Mm-mm. That's another thing too, man. Bro. Fathers, good fathers, good black fathers, great black fathers, fathers that take care of their own kids. Start telling these people, fuck you. Start telling these people, fuck you. Because you know what's happening? People are belittling fatherhood for mentorship. I'm gonna do a whole stream about that, right? I'm gonna say this again. People are belittling, downplaying, degrading, reducing fatherhood for mentorship. That mentorship shit, hey, it's important. Shout out to every man that volunteers and gives his time and does all those things and help other children and so on and so forth, right? But you know what and why they have to do that? More likely than not, because there's a fucking mother and a father that don't give a fuck about their own children. So what you not finna do is make me feel fucking guilty because I'm putting mine first and making sure mine good. Okay? I'm taking care of mine 100% of the fucking time, instilling the morals and values in them, okay, to ensure that they're not problematic to society once they become adults and can actually add something positive. I'm getting sick and tired of this shit of where y'all want to just make it seem like it's the mentoring is great. Shout out to the mentors, but y'all skipping all over the fall. Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. Well, according to black women, niggas ain't doing it. You see how you can never build some shit if it never gets the attention. So if for the last 40 years, every nigga ran off and went to the store to get some milk or some cigarettes and never came back, all black men or most black men are deadbeat dads, right? Niggas don't take care of their kids. And now that we know that's a lie, we the fathers are going to allow ourselves to be fucking jumped over and skipped over and we only go focus on the fucking mentors. Man, you better go fuck, man. Do something to yourself, bro. Fuck out my face. This father shit means something. All right? It is the gateway to manhood more than any fucking mentor. A father is the first mentor, is the most important fucking mentor. Again, I'm not belittling the ones that do outside of that shit. Shout out to you, okay? But what you not finna do is make you think you motherfucking better than me, bro, because I'm not doing some shit for other kids. I don't have to. I didn't make them. It's my responsibility. If I choose to do so, it's my choice. You're not going to shame me and say that, oh, you lesser than a man and you lazy and you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that. Nigga, I don't got to, nigga. If I wanted to do that, I would have just nutted in any and everything, or I would have fucking had 2011 fucking kids with whoever I was dealing with. No, I had the kids I wanted to fucking have, and I took care of them. I provided for them, protected them, taught them, gave them morals, values. Okay? Getting sick and tired of this shit, man. Y'all niggas doing way too much shit, and y'all don't understand how much this propaganda shit is, and you playing a part of it because you allowing black fatherhood to be motherfucking just completely, totally overlooked. Like it's no big deal. When all we heard for the last fucking 40 years is that you niggas ain't doing shit. Come to find out that it's a lie, got the proof that it's a lie, and now we just gonna jump over fatherhood and go straight to, oh, well, you need a mentor. No, you need to get the fuck out of my face. Once all my kids are grown and where they need to be, I may, if I feel like it, want to give my time to somebody else's motherfucking kids that they not taking care of. More likely than not. Of course, not all children that are mentored, okay, are fatherless or motherless or have horrible parents, but the majority of them fucking do. Let's stop the bullshit. Let's stop the bullshit. Even nowadays, these coaching situations, basketball, football, whatever, so on and so forth, a lot of these kids, man, their parents don't give a fuck about them. So what is we talking about, bro? Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Sick of this shit. Y'all want niggas to save everybody else. You don't want to give them credit for motherfucking taking care of their own. When y'all been claiming that they ain't been doing it for how long? That was an unintentional bar, by the way. Oh, my bad. Hold on. I'm trying to find original Teacher Bae. Now, if you guys remember the original Teacher Bae, here we go. Let me see. Here we go. The original Teacher Bae went viral. I want to say, I think I might be even, but I'm pretty sure it was like 2018. Right? All right. This was the original where we got the term Teacher Bae from. Okay. I hate this music, bro. Okay, this is Teacher Bae 1.0. Okay, that's Teacher Bae 1.0.
Day to day is hump
Jesus Christ, man. Stop this fucking music.
day.
Motherfucker. Again, man, the minute you turn around, and mind you, respectfully, I'll take that back. She's at her house. So as long as she's at her home and you doing whatever you want to do at your home, it's cool and fine, right? But there should be no ass shots and no pictures from the back of you looking over your shoulder at work. Okay? If I was a fucking superintendent, worked at the education thing and so on and so forth, I would be like, inappropriate fucking poses, you get like 1.5 of those. After the second one, you will be fucking suspended, and the third one, you will be terminated. If you are caught doing any of this shit on school property, you will be reprimanded. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But again, like I said, man, listen. Once you turn around, you know what's going down. All right? Gotta show that ass though. Gotta show that ass. Right? He know. See? Tracy. But let's get to all right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go with quote unquote Teacher Bae. Okay. This is the thing right here that went viral.
Teacher Bae neighbor.
Now, I don't know why nobody's pointing this out, but for her height, she's not that tall. She got some foots on her. Okay. I ain't saying she don't, you know what I'm saying? She all right. But them foots is a little long. Okay. She definitely got them feet.
Miss Williams. So pretty. My baddie, Teacher Bae neighbor. Who at my door, you guys? Hey, Miss Williams. Look at Teacher Bae.
Now, the weird thing about this is, okay, now that is this a student taking these, which is inappropriate because she's posting it to her social media. So either you have a student recording you, right, from their personal phone or whatever, right? Or you're handing your phone to a student to record you while you're on the clock. That is completely and totally inappropriate. That is unprofessional. Okay, that's what we call fraternization. There should be no point in time that if this really is a student doing this, for that to be appropriate, regardless of gender. No fucking way. That in itself is a major fucking red flag and issue because it brings question to favoritism and just inappropriate relationships between a student and faculty. I don't know. She said that's Creed. That's what I'm asking. If I can't really tell. I don't know if it's an adult or whatever, right?
Who at my door, you guys? Hey, Miss Williams. Look at Teacher Bae.
I don't know. Is it Creed? That's what I'm asking. So if you got your faculty member doing this for you, you know what I'm saying, a peer, a constituent, but they keep saying my teacher, my this, my that, my whatever. So I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question, Creed. But either way it goes, it's still inappropriate as far as, you know, but this is the day and age we live in. Right? No, but listen, man, I'm used to a certain level of I'm this shit is forced, it's ingrained in my head, man. It's certain shit that I just never did. I never fucked around with and I knew better, right? Because I wasn't willing to risk my money or, you know, you feel me? Shout out to a man, sport man for the fire. I appreciate you, brother. You being too harsh towards Teacher Bae, unsubscribe. Hey man, somebody got to do it, bro. Somebody has to do it. Meantime, 20 time, man. My damn lights looking like. Let me check you niggas out. I sent some of you niggas to NISS. Yeah, man. That's what we got going on, man. Y'all shorting me by like 30 likes, man. I need them 30 likes, bro. I ain't gonna murder man Dan Shaw just yet, but hit the like button.
Who at my door, you guys? Hey, Miss Williams.
Oh no, let's go back. Let's see. Is this a
My
student?
baddie, Teacher Bae neighbor. Miss Williams. Oh, she's so pretty. My baddie, Teacher Bae neighbor.
I don't know. I don't know. Y'all tell me. I mean,
Who at my door?
now again, listen. She mixing this with that. You know what this is, man. Come on, bro. And anybody know where she at? I don't know where she is. Where is she teaching out of? I don't know if that's been revealed yet. I didn't do that much research. Anybody know what state she's in or where she's at as far as teaching goes? Gotta be careful with this damn music. Now, can a teacher afford a Chanel bag? I'm just saying, can a teacher afford a Chanel bag? I ain't really trying to pocket watch or nothing, but hey, listen, King Picks, exactly. She letting it be known, man. Nah, not even on sale, bro. Not no teacher, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. Yeah. You know what's crazy? People, there have been people that's been fired for social media I think in particular it was a brother fucker. Whether it was last year or year before last, so it would have been either 2022 or 2023 because of his posting and things on social media, right? That were found to be questionable or inappropriate, right? I think, and again, I think there needs to be a thing where it's a lead by example situation. If students can't have their phone, they can't be on social media during, during learning, right? Unless you're doing like a Zoom class or something, or you're doing something that's purposely for the purpose of education, it should be the same thing across the board for teachers. You shouldn't be able to do a motherfucking a TikTok live or Facebook live or any type of live or anything, any recordings during a time for fucking instructing the students. No. Just like the motherfucking cashier at Walmart can't be on their phone, right? Just like when you're in your cubicle and so on and so forth, I'm pretty sure they have a cell phone policy. Why would it be okay for teachers on the clock when you're supposed to be focused on the children?
Y'all, look at Miss Williams. Good morning, Miss Williams.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Today's price is not yesterday's price.
Today's price, not yesterday's price, is crazy. She ain't trying to hide it, bro. Listen, bro. Bro, the audacity, the unmitigated gall. Today's price is not yesterday's price is crazy. Yo, we got to run this back, bro. Bro, we got hold on. My bad. Shout out to brother Tequila Simple. Greatly appreciate your brother. Women would do the most basic things just to flex their body, bro. Yeah, trust and believe me, they will, bro, for sure. Definitely. Crazy. Bro, but we got to run this back. Rewind selector.
Y'all, look at Miss Williams. Good morning, Miss Williams.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Today's price is not yesterday's price.
Bro, this bro. Listen, man. Bro, I don't even know, man. I don't even know no more, bro. Nigga, y'all see the Chanel bag? Google Chanel bag, bro. Google what a fucking authentic Chanel bag. You think a fucking teacher salary can afford a Chanel bag, my nigga? And now a Prada bag. And now the walk away. Who the fuck is our cameraman? Cree, I think you're right. This gotta be a teacher, like a teacher associate, because the camera person is always like, "What the fuck?" I know this ain't no male teacher because his ass would have been fired. Mr. Johnson, yes, sir. We see that you're always walking behind Miss Williams with a camera. Sir, we can't. No, sir, we can't do that. The bag is for, yeah, bro. Come on, bro. Yeah, no. Man, it's funny, but it's not funny. Again, man, if a male teacher was doing this, bro, none of this shit would be funny. All pitchforks and torches would be out. And this is crazy, man. This is sad. It really is. Because it just shows just how much of a damn people don't give about the kids anymore, not even teachers. This is literally a testament of why black kids are behind in education. Because the teachers that are supposed to be doing their fucking job is more focused with likes, clicks, and views on motherfucking social media. Being social media famous.
I just been walking in my purpose, baby.
Jesus Christ, bro. Can we? Why do you have to have the angle of you writing on the board with your ass in the camera? Why? Why could you not, especially with the words being backwards? First and foremost. Okay. Why do you have to have the camera to where your ass is clearly in the fucking... I think most teaching things have you can't be an OnlyFans thing. Most school districts made up rules about that. It's an ethics issue. Because remember the white lady and her husband got suspended because they was fucking on OnlyFans in the classroom. A couple of teachers been fired for that. That's an ethics thing. So I think if you're, for the most part, most what's the names won't allow that.
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
Oh.
That's all.
And I found Teacher Bae.
I have my bag. This is why I have my bag. Nowhere to lock it, okay? Okay.
And I found Teacher Bae. Teacher Bae. Miss Williams. I want to be in your class, girl. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, that's the seats. I'm about to say, what the fuck? Now, I can't tell what kind of truck that is or whatever. And maybe, but what? No way. She not in no Jacksonville. This is not Jacksonville. No fucking way. Brother, send this to me for research purposes. Good brother. I haven't seen this. But to the what's the name though? That's I don't have a problem with her having a personal life. Listen, let me be clear. Listen, she's a woman, she's a human being, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Whatever she does outside of work, that's her business. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm not saying that she needs to be a nun, she needs to be whatever. Hey, and we know how teachers get down anyway. Shout out to Cree. She has surely increased her social media engagement based on the fact that people are talking about her. She knows she wouldn't get the same results from dressing in less form-fitting attire. Of course, Cree.
Hey, good morning. Call me while I get ready to go to work. So yes, of course, I'm still a teacher. Haha, still here. I'm going to deposit my money before I go to work because I don't want to leave money in my purse.
Now listen. Now this right here is where the shit starts, and she's mad. Okay, I guess she's clapping back and she's responding. All right, this was 5 days ago, right? Because to be fair, a lot of fucking women been on her ass. But at the same time, it kind of coincides with we talking about whatever. This was an unattractive woman doing this. It wouldn't be that big of a deal because she's attractive and she's, but at the same time, regardless of being attractive or not, what she's doing is unprofessional and inappropriate because she is a leader of children, a teacher of children. Okay. She's supposed to set the example for little girls. Okay. So, but she's showing $100 bills. Baby, that's not teacher money. Now, and you're bragging saying, I'm still here, still a teacher, all this other shit. Like, what's going on here? You feel me? Haha still here is crazy. Somebody paying for that little puss. No, she ain't fronting. No, she's not fronting. Listen. She is not fronting. There are niggas, I promise you. She got several niggas funding her lifestyle. Clearly. Anybody find out where she's from? Where she's at? Anybody know where she actually teaches at?
However, I'm at day 10. I came late this morning because I had to go to the doctor. And, I'm not going to really take pics because I got to get my hair done over. After I see my hairstyle too many times, I get tired of looking at the pictures. That's just me. Sorry. So I just made a successful deposit. I'm going to take my card. I'm going to go get ready. Now that I'm in the car, I want a lot of y'all to know that y'all are miserable. Y'all are really miserable. Like, y'all are making up stuff. Like, first of all, let's start here. Who even told y'all I had a BBL? Who told y'all that? Who told y'all that? Not saying it's true or not true, but I want to know.
All right, K. Michelle. Are we going to do this again? Baby, if you got a BBL, you got a BBL. Not saying it's true or not true. That means it's true. God damn it. The lifestyle you're living, ma'am, does not match with the salary you make. This is why. That's another reason you get a lot of attention and hate and shit and so on and so forth. Okay? You can't afford real designer this, designer that, and all this other shit on a teacher salary. And to our knowledge, you don't have any, side business or, you know what I mean? What's going on here? And again, yeah, you sound very, as a teacher, you don't sound too studious. This is mad. This is the ghetto coming out. This is the what y'all call it? Getting you told. What y'all call it? Cree and Tia. What they call it? Getting you together or some shit.
Who told you that? Because I got a BBL, I can't have a career. What if I just wanted some buns?
What the fuck is this?
Also, let's stop the PDF narrative. My children don't do that. They are very respectful young 10, 11-year-olds. They don't even look at me. And quite frankly, I'm not that nice of a teacher. I'm very mean, strict, and firm.
Baby, listen. No, baby, listen. 11 and 12. So she's saying what? What's that? 11, 12. What is that? My son's 13. His birthday's late though. So that's 7th or 8th grade. Okay. So 7th or 8th grade. And how you know what you mean? Again, I'm with her on the PDF thing. I don't want to put that out there. That's too far. Let's not. We got to get out of that habit of just saying, that someone's going at that. That's too big of a jacket to put on anybody, bro, without any evidence. So I'm with her 1,000% on that. We don't even have to go to the PDF narrative. We can just stick on the professionalism and inappropriateness of your attire when you're around the children. It doesn't make you a PDF, but it does make you unprofessional and unbecoming because you're accentuating your body around prepubescent to pubescent boys. Okay. They don't think about you like that. Ma'am, I can tell you as a former 12-year-old. Okay. All right. The first morning you wake up with that morning wood and you looking down at your shit like, what's going on here? Your whole life change. Okay. All right. Once you get that motherfucking kick of motherfucking testosterone, baby, hey, you'll be surprised.
You better come in that classroom to see. Like, I'm so ugly. Come get a hug. I don't know. I know y'all really love me. I love y'all too. I really do. Like, I don't ever want to lose y'all. I love y'all. Also, be careful what you wish for, okay? You don't want me to wear looser clothes. You might want me to just keep them a little bit hugging me, okay? Because, yeah, just be careful.
What? Ma'am. No, wow. I'm curious. What does she mean? You don't want me to wear looser clothes? We literally do, to be more professional. Yeah, we want you to be more professional. That's exactly what we want. That's exactly what we expect. That's exactly the standard that you should be setting for yourself. Okay. You're known as Teacher Bae for wearing things, not for actually your teaching ability and effectiveness. You're not Teacher Bae from, a teaching award or your class having the highest reading levels or mathematics levels. And, you're Teacher Bae because of how you look and present yourself on the internet.
What you wish for. Just let me be. Just let me. I'm telling you, let me be. Oh, and by the way, being a teacher is new to y'all. It's not new to me. This is not my first year teaching. This is my first year being a reading teacher. Let's start there. So, any students that I have that was in my class last year and not in my class this year, their parents are dreading the fact that they're not in my class. Parents call the school wanting their child in my class. So that speaks value. So therefore, love yourself. It's not worried about me. Love you, TikTok. See you later with my new outfit of the day on Tuesday. All right, it's Sunday. Calling me to get my life together. I just left church. Church was always good. I go to church every Sunday. Now I'm gonna go get my lashes and my eyebrows done. I was supposed to have my hair done this morning, but I'm last minute, so I'll just get that done tomorrow. But it's okay. I pay for my inconveniences.
And as kids
I'm
in the
going to do a
background,
live tomorrow, so make sure you guys are here to ask me any questions that you want to ask. I had to turn my $3,500 bag into a baby bag.
hey, hold on.
Okay. And I'm not wearing a cardigan, so don't ask. Thank you. And then I had to turn my 35 turn them because I don't know, I just feel like it. So tomorrow we're gonna be on live after I'm done getting my hair done and stuff. And you guys can help me pick out my outfit tomorrow. How about that? Well, for Tuesday. And I'm not wearing a cardigan, so don't ask. Thank you. And then I had to turn my $3,500 bag into a baby bag. All right, TikTok. So I got my lashes and my eyebrows done. And it's raining really bad, so I'm gonna go home and get my hair done tomorrow.
So does she have a baby or what? I'm confused. That's even crazier if you got a baby and you know what I mean, and keeping the tag for your bag and your purse after you bought it is lame as fuck. Okay, that's super lame. Okay, that says that you're not really used to that and you're overvaluing what it means and a lot of different shit. But come on, shawty, the work it never fails when somebody like this replies to shit and calls themselves clapping back or whatever. It just make them look more even whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Does anybody know where she's from? I've asked. No one's answered the question. I don't know. Shout out to Uncle B streaming, man. Appreciate your brother for the 2. If a man was showing his meat print, it would be over. Yeah, we said that's the first thing we said on Uncle B streaming, bro, when we came in. That's the first thing we said, man. That's the first scenario I gave.
How this simple look be tea. This is gonna be very, very cute on me. The pants, high quality. These pants costing me $50 at Target. Yes, yes, yes. Just wait, it's gonna be so tia.
You obviously got a BBL, shawty. Come on, stop it. First and foremost, all right. Secondly, it's like again, why are we turning around for the camera inside the school? This is unprofessional. What is this? Her dissertation or something? What is this? I'm guessing she's showing. Well, I don't think she has a doctorate.
It's, our future is bright up.
And that's the last one. Yeah, so that's all of Teacher Bae's social media, right? Let me see. Let's get some Teacher Bae responses. This is stupid. She didn't even what? Again, man, this is a prime example of education don't mean intelligence. What the fuck? Why would you say this? What man, this is dumb. And this is why
you be trying to get with the other one. A 9 or 10-year-old can't do anything for me.
Bitch, that wasn't supposed to be the answer you said, you fucking dummy. A 9 or 10-year-old can't do anything for me, bitch. No, that's not how you answer that question. Or accusation. You supposed to be like, yeah, I'm not trying to. Why would you even say something like that? But instead, you like lean into it and say that a 9 or 10-year-old can't do nothing for you, ma'am. You supposed to be like, yeah, I'm not trying to. Why would you even say something like that? But instead, you like lean into it and say that a 9 or 10-year-old can't do nothing for you, ma'am. You supposed to be like, yeah, I'm not trying to. Why would you even say something like that? But instead, you like lean into it and say that a 9 or 10-year-old can't do nothing for you, ma'am. What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy. And shout out to this person that just pointed that out. Yeah, bitch, you like, look, man. A 9 and 10-year-old can't do anything instead of saying she doesn't like minors. That is crazy. Listen, man. I don't know, man. Imagine we back to now. Imagine a man saying some shit like that. This nigga finna get beat up and fired, all in the same day. Shout out to Friedman, man. It's not that far, man. It's really not, man. I don't know how far we are removed from this shit. This is crazy, bro. This is ridiculous. Like you didn't even have the wherewithal to even think that you know what I mean?
Teacher Bae came on here, cleared everything up and said, I don't got a BBL and don't make me wear loose clothes because I'm going to clap my ass in y'all's kids' face. Teacher.
Yo, this is crazy, man.
If you don't know who this is by now.
And again, man, the people are, they giving it to her, bro.
Now this is Teacher Bae, and she's going viral for dressing like a puti puerca to go to school, okay? Wearing extremely tight clothes. Like
a what?
Form, and she's going viral for dressing like a puti puerca to go to school.
What the fuck is that? What did she say? Translation? Dressing like a what? Freeman's, as they should, but Freeman not just even for messing with kids, for the illusion, the assumption, or anything that looks like it. If a man even looks like he's being inappropriate with children, he's out of there. He's guilty regardless. What did she say? Oh, wow. Shout out to thank you, Larry Legend. Spent coochie seller or prostitute. Okay.
Wearing extremely tight clothes, like beyond form-fitting, bodycon outfits to go teach her classroom, okay? Now, again, I feel like that's an issue because we should all conduct ourselves in a professional manner, especially when we're around kids that are going through puberty, that are going through changes, that are just going through a lot, especially now, you know, with everything going on in the internet and bullying. You know, this is not the way you should be coming to teach a class. But I think the biggest problem we have here is that this is a reading teacher and she can't even write a proper sentence. That's what you got to look at. You capitalizing words that are not names. You capitalizing masters of concept of self-reflecting instead of reflection as it pertains to analyzing text. Who writes a sentence like that? Because I know that when my kids were in first grade, that's how they would write sentences. They would capitalize everything. But I think if you're teaching 6th or 7th grade, whatever grade that she's teaching, you should write a proper sentence at all times. If our kids can't even read, if they're reading at a 3rd grade level and you over here writing in a 3rd grade level, how is this woman even a teacher right now?
Now, again, we're going to get to that too, the numbers, right? Specifically for Black students. That's a big issue and problem that we're having here as to where, again, this woman is not focused on the task at hand. She's not focused on her job that's crucial for not just the now, but the future. Okay? Keep it 100. What up, fam? That's the problem. This woman holds one of the most crucial jobs for the future of the country, but Black fucking specifically, right? Because I imagine she has predominantly Black. She works in a predominantly Black district, school, community, and students, right? And as a woman said, hey, what's going on here? But she did say this is her first year of teaching reading.
So and then she makes a video to respond and she has like a bunch of money in her hand and she's like, I'm gonna go put this money in the bank because I don't like having all this money in my purse because she got a designer bag. Who responds that way? Oh, because you thought I was gonna get fired, but I'm making this money. Who responds that way? What mature?
Yeah, man. Again, shout out to this lady right here. I don't know if she's a parent, a mother, or just a person. baby, everything she's doing is wrong. And again, this is your fault. This is your fault. You put yourself on social media. You decided to fucking make Teacher Bae go viral and all this shit. You can't get fucking offended and get defensive once you put yourself out here. Had you just did your fucking job, right? And you know what I'm saying? You're known for being an outstanding teacher and actually teaching the kid things and whatnot, what have you. I promise you'll be getting none of this smoke. But because you put your body out there, okay, and you're flaunting how much money and designer and all these other things and so on and so forth, people have the right to be fucking pissed. People have the right to fucking have something to say because, baby, literally, just like we tell the police, we pay your salary. Teachers are paid by the state. Teachers are state funded. And if you got, bro, shout out to everybody got, bro. Put a one in the chat if you got if you own a house. All my property owners, man, put a one in the chat if you own a house, man. Shout out to More for Your Mom for the 2. Appreciate you, brother. Richie Rich is about to be getting some Coco BBL. I don't know the reference. Shout out to a man supporting men again. Appreciate the brother for another 5. Said now they got a football mom going viral. Check your DM. Okay, I'll check it out. Bro, do you know how, bro, if you look at your fucking property tax, bro, the amount of money that goes to education is crazy. The amount of money that goes to fucking education, and let's not forget the lottery money, all kinds of different other things that go directly to education, which helps, teacher salary and students and free lunch and all this other shit, so on and so forth. Baby, you playing with my money. I got it. Damn right. I have a right to criticize you. I'm helping pay your fucking salary. Now, I admit it's not enough. I think it should be more, but it kind of makes it hard for you to argue for more when your ass out here showing your ass more than the class.
Or adult is going to respond to the public in that manner. A 13-year-old, a 14-year-old responds like that. But she, a grown woman and educator, is going to respond to the people in that manner? No, I would want my kid immediately removed from this class. I don't want my kid to learn anything from this woman. I don't want my kid to think that dressing like this, that putting importance in an item like a bag, like my purse, my $3,000 purse, like that has value, because it doesn't. My kid's education is more important than anything. And her outfits were bad, but the fact that she can't even write a sentence should be more concerning to everybody else, okay? She also posted children's names and grades online, unacceptable. So I think that
yeah, if she did that, that's a violation, bro. If she's putting, and I know I guess it's not PII or whatever, but yeah, if she's posting the grades of children and so on and so forth and showing that thing, come on, man, what are we doing here?
Education department really need to investigate her and look into her and see if she's even a teacher. Because how is this even a teacher? How does she pass her test? Like, are they giving teaching certificates?
I'm gonna stop you right there. I don't even care. Even if you scroll down my timeline, my left or my right titty is liable to give you an eye jamming. So you already know that I don't care nothing about no respectability politics. I'm literally giving suggestions to people to put a cardigan over their body so it is not the focal point for kids, not adults, kids, him, her, children. My sister was right. Y'all do seem to think that some people wanting to not make their body the focal point or being more modest is a direct dig against whatever performative progressiveness that you're trying to show off. Because none of y'all out in the field really doing it, but whatever podcast talking points that you like to say, and it's not. Some of us don't like being catcalled by kids. Notice I said kids. I ain't say boys. I ain't say girls, because they both be doing it. Some of them ain't got no home training. Y'all already know neurologically they ain't all the way there. Their brains ain't all the way developed. Their hormones going everywhere.
Yeah, man. All the shit we saying. I'm looking at this shit with y'all real time, bro. Listen, why would it even be a question to a woman that is clearly younger? She's attractive. She's wearing form-fitting clothing. She's, acting young or younger. She would be from what we're hearing, shit, on some city girl type shit. So it's the relatable, and she's promoting the lifestyle, expensive bag, expensive clothes, she's perpetuating a motherfucking hot girl fucking lifestyle. You in a fucking TikTok with money and shit in your hand, way more than the money we know that your salary allows. The fuck is going on here, man? And again, she has a right to have a personal life, but now that you've blended the two, people get to criticize you. Now that you blended the two and you brought the club to the classroom, you didn't bring the motherfucking classroom to the club. You brought the club to the classroom. Gotta deal with it. Shout out to this lady for saying like this is bullshit. Ma'am, cover your ass up. Literally. Not just figuratively. Literally, cover your ass the fuck up. What's wrong with you? And as she said, for the girls, it's not sexual, but it's influential. For the girls, it's not sexual. It's, ooh, Miss Such and Such so pretty. I want to dress like that. I want to be like that. You see what I'm saying? But we crazy.
That's all a bad combination to make bad decisions and say inappropriate things to you about your body. Surprise, surprise. Some of us don't like it. It's like some of us get the ick when we are getting catcalled by men out in the street. Some of us feel even ickier when a child is literally saying things that is inappropriate to them. It's a collage of feelings that you got going on there. Because for me, where you mess up is where you get messed up. So I'm gonna call you out right then and there. I now have to interrupt that child's instruction and everybody else that is in that classroom who actually is there to learn, so I can reprimand you for the statement that you made. And on top of that, y'all want to holler, protect kids, protect girls, protect boys. How? If we can't even protect their education by making sure that we are not interrupting it. I get it. Like, I know that these are strong talking points to make it seem like you really woke. Y'all got me over here sounding like a fucking bag of boomer. And that's also where I'm dropping the fucking line. Y'all really don't understand what you're saying. Want that to happen because you don't want to follow respectability politics? I'm sad on you too.
Yeah, man. Fuck that shit, bro. Kids involved. This shit shouldn't even be a question. Damn.
Teacher Bae said, stop with the Art Kelly comments because my kid's not even like that. Guilty. You guilty. You just told yourself you guilty. Because what the hell are you talking about? Your kids aren't even like that? Like what? You don't think that those little boys aren't having inappropriate conversations about you? At one point in a man's life, when he was a kid, he had a fine teacher. And the teachers back then dressed way more appropriately. And you still had those conversations. You don't think they're having those conversations about you? Really? Even then, talking about you. We talking about you. What the hell are you bringing up these kids for? She talking about, first of all, I haven't got a BBL. Okay, maybe. We got on that black man teacher for having those little black girls braid his hair, and he even doubled down on it. But it seemed like he corrected it, got his job back, and we haven't seen any such videos since. But we had to let him.
Yeah, he got fired. That's who it was. The man got fired. He got suspended. He got so on and so forth because he was too familiar with the fucking children. Bro, no, nigga. There should be no physical contact outside of, absolutely necessary from a teacher to a student. It brings up things to be questionable that shouldn't be questioned. You should know better as an adult. That's the most important thing, man. As an adult, when you pick your fucking occupation, there's some shit that just should be not allowed. Okay, like for us in military shit, Navy specifically, other motherfucking branches don't really have tool control like that, bro. A missing tool, you don't fucking play with tools, bro. You fucking take that tool out, you better bring that tool back. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Something as simple as a fucking nut or bolt. You drop that motherfucker, you better let somebody know. Okay, that is the standard across the board. Everybody knows it. And if your ass are the one is the one to break that standard, you will be handled immediately. Why? To keep the standard and show what happens when you break it, so that we don't go into a bad standard to where people could actually lose their lives from neglect, irresponsibility, and just pure laziness. As a teacher, man or woman, there should always be a senior subordinate fucking relationship. We are not friends. We're not cool. We're not peers. I'm not saying you got to be an asshole and be mean, but at the same time, no. I would never be a fucking teacher, bro. Never. Not because, oh, well, he this. No, man. It's just, bro, you don't even want to. She's too risky. That's another big reason why fucking the male well, I think it's been pretty much stagnant. It's like 70-30. Female to male teachers is like 70-30.
No, hey, even though you are probably innocent, this is a bad look when you're doing this on purpose. She wants those little boys' attention. She loves it. And what she's going to do is she's going to lose her job. And she's going to transition into social media.
Well, he's definitely right about that. This right here, the thing she's getting, and clearly she's already getting enough attention from somewhere else or somebody else to where her life is being subsidized, clearly. Right? You know what I'm saying? Let's listen to her again.
I've been seeing people talk about how she should be fired for what she's wearing, and I don't think that she should be fired. A lot of the things that she's wearing, like I just said, I don't think it's professional. I think a lot of it is ill-fitting, or the fabrics aren't necessarily conducive to her particular shape. But this is the world we in. Like, I understand, you got to buy something from Shein, you want to teach your shout, but there's a difference between what is professional, which is what we talking about, and what is allowable as far as the dress code from work. And from what I've seen, I might not be able to see everything. So I will, everything seems to be in alignment with what is typically enforced for dress codes at school districts. As long as your skirt meet a certain length, you fine. It don't matter how tight it is. As long as your top cover your shoulders, depending on where you at. Some districts say there needs to be a closed toe shoe. In the South, some districts may say, just make sure that, you got on some shoes. When wear that type of heel because as a teacher, she may have to legally detain a student or put down a fight. Girl, what you also don't want is a bunch of directors in upper position now saying you can't wear something that's too tight, because who measures that?
Well, no, I don't think and this is where so now you're undoing, and I don't know whether you said the last thing before this thing or whichever, I don't remember, but now you're undoing the thing. No, it's not going to be a black woman things getting targeted. It's going to be people who are not following a dress code that's conducive to learning and professionalism. Why would it only be black women? This is the problem with black women. Y'all telling ourselves too much. No, this shouldn't be a thing to where, oh, we don't want black women to be. No, well, so are you guys saying that black women are naturally more unprofessional than other women? That's what you're saying in essence. That's problematic. Okay? The way you fix things is through reprimand, punishment, and consequences. I.e., the dude that had the fucking girls braiding his hair. That nigga had to be sat the fuck down. Hey, no, nigga. You don't give a fuck how innocent you may be, and you're innocent. He had no type of charges or anything brought upon him, but it made it questionable to the public You cannot have people questioning the safety of their children. Okay, you can't do that. But as we see, when it's a man, it's always going to be handled immediately and swiftly, right? As it should be, and nobody's going to feel bad about it, right? But with a woman, now it's this gray area and all this other shit.
So I'm definitely not one of those.
I'm about to be a hypocrite. I've been seeing people talk about tight on a size 00 is way different than too tight on a size 12 to 14. Your ass gonna go to that 12 to 14, that 00, you might not do a double check, and she could be wearing the same thing. That's what we don't want, and they know that too. Districts know that too. That had their asses up in Supreme Court. I ain't say they wasn't gonna get her up though. If I was that girl or whoever that girl's mentor is, I would tell her, make sure all your T's is crossed. Make sure all your I's is dotted. If you supposed to be at that job at 7:15, you get there at 7:13. Make sure you badge in. Make sure you are visible. Make sure that principal or whoever is a director or whatever it is can see. They might not like the way she dressed. And there's large discussion and it's bringing negative attention to whatever district that she's working in. But they can't rope her up on what she's wearing because it's probably allowable for the school district's dress code policy.
Well, I can tell you this. You get enough motherfucking complaints from the parents, that shit gonna change. Somebody go sit down with her and have a talk with her. They'll be like, hey, listen, this whole social media thing is bringing a whole lot of unwanted attention, and it's coming from the highest up. This is coming from the fucking superintendent or whoever, or from the school board, and you're gonna have to dial it back. This shit happens all the time, man. All right, and they will behoove her and let her know, hey, you know. And again, rightfully so. But yeah, she started out saying she's gonna be a hypocrite, but that's the problem, man. You can't do that, bro. You can't pick and choose how far you want to go with this shit. Either you're gonna fix it or you're not. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Creed. That's what I'm saying. If you go to your job and do your fucking job, we wouldn't even know. We would not know about any of this had she just went to her job and did her job.
So I'm definitely not one of those creators that needs everyone to agree with them. Let me say that. But what I've realized, particularly with this Teacher Bae situation, is that not everyone participating in the conversation has the range or discernment to participate in the conversation. I literally saw a comment on my page talking about jealousy. My teacher used to wear this. She used to wear similar outfits. And I'm like, sir, when? Because you yourself appear to be of a big age. So instead of her wearing a full polyester mini, I'm guessing she was wearing poodle skirt and a full button-up blouse with cardigan. And was your teacher wearing that at a big age? And even if your teacher did expose you to that kind of tomfoolery, why would it be right for this teacher to expose other children to that now, simply because that was your experience way back in the day? A friend of mine on the page made a point that I was also thinking about, and that is if a male teacher came in gray sweatpants every day of a thin material.
We that's the first thing we said. That's the first thing we said. If a male teacher did anything close to the equivalent of what this woman is doing, bro, that nigga would be ran out of motherfucking town. And none of us would feel bad. Not one man will make an excuse. Not one man be, well, hold on, man. He got the right. No, nigga, what's wrong with you? But people can only understand this, and this is why I say, man, this is why all the rhetoric of women are children and men need to no, motherfucker. Y'all not understand that this adult shit, it works both ways for both genders? When you are an adult, you have to act as an adult, be you man or woman. There are rules, regulations, standards, customs, morals, values, unwritten rules, written rules that you know you have to abide by as a fucking adult. When you let the women just constantly always get this motherfucking, you fuck it up. Because now only one side is held fucking accountable, no matter what, okay? And the other one always gets the benefit of the doubt and leeway. That's why you're having this fucking uptick in these motherfucking, these female teachers touching these kids, these boys. And in most of these cases, these aren't one-offs. These women have been dealing with these little boys for several situations. Now, again, I'm not putting that on Teacher Bae. I'm not saying that this is what she's doing, but I'm just saying the lack of holding a standard across the board, especially when it's a 70-30 split to fucking female teachers, the male teachers, bro, this is problematic. Men are already a very, very small portion of teachers. If and when there's anything that he does appropriate, everybody talks about it. Everybody getting that nigga shit. He's immediately motherfucking shamed or actually punished or fired or whatever. No excuses made, bro.
Real, y'all would see the problem then. Taking it a step further, let some buxom white Jessica Rabbit built white woman come in dressed like that, teaching black students. Y'all would be able to see the issue in black and white. And
shout out to her. That's another. We need to talk about the white woman. The white woman or the Latina woman. Can't say Asian woman. Asian woman ain't really got no ass. We ain't gonna act like that now. But if you had a woman of another race, okay, that was pulling this Teacher Bae shit in a black district, her ass would be out of there. Okay? She would be all kinds of motherfucking R. Kelly white.
a not so shocking update, this same teacher, because everybody has found her Instagram page, there's now video of this same teacher circulating, vigorously shaking her seemingly induced clappers as if the rent.
Yo, I don't know what this is. Let me give you a like right now, love. Okay, I don't know who you are. I don't know, but her commentary is fucking hilarious. Just the even tone of it, and
is due, as if she's not only teaching school children, but as if she could also teach a class on how you get into OnlyFans. I don't like to center myself in every conversation that happened, but when the gray sweatpant conversation came up, it made me think back to being a teen, being a young teen at that, working for summer youth, and this grown adult man who was responsible for looking over us teens, literally wearing that same outfit every day, thin gray sweatpants, white wife beater, honey, muscle down. And looking back at it, this man was what you would consider 90s fine. Nice looking man, married with 3 children, actually. Probably could have had any adult woman he wanted. And you would have looked at him and thought, why is he trying to talk to these teenage girls? Young teenage girls at that, because we were like 13, 14. But I'd like people to get into the habit of realizing that predators don't look a certain way. It's not always that creepy looking man or that creepy looking dusty woman. Sometimes it's a nice looking individual that presents a certain way. Meanwhile, the entire time, they're an entire pervert. Do I believe everyone is a predator? No, I don't. But do I believe certain people take on certain roles so they have access to children? I do. And when those behaviors seemingly point in that direction, all I'm saying is this: we owe it to those children to raise an eyebrow, at least give it a side eye, and correct the individuals participating in the foolery. Guarantee you that the next thing we're going to see is Teacher Bae's OnlyFans page. Some of y'all are going to start making the argument that she got to have a life on the side too. She's not twerking and doing OnlyFans in the classroom. And with that, I'll be more done with y'all than I am.
Shout out to Shawty, man. Listen, bro. I don't know. Especially like I said, this social media thing takes off and so on and so forth. You can make a living off of social media. I don't know if it's going to carry though, but clearly from the attention and things she's getting from this, and whatever subsidy she has outside of her main job, she making it work. Right. The issue and problem here is, again, right. Let's get into these numbers. Put this in the chat for y'all so I can see this shit real quick. My bad. Hold on, give me a second. Reading scores fall to new low on NAEP, fueled by declines from struggling students. Math scores slightly up in grade 4, stagnant in grade 8. This was January 2025, by the way, right? Let's just go down to the graph I had earlier. See if I can find it. Well, they didn't have that. This ain't the one. Okay. Now, this one right here gives you chart of below basic, basic, proficient, advanced, so on and so forth, right? So proficiency has gone down. Okay. We've gone from 27% to 23%. Okay. I don't know what the fuck basic is, but below basic is what's the name? Proficient means that you're where you should be. Right? Right? Advanced is about the same. These are smart kids. These are kids doing all right. These are kids that's borderline. These are kids that are underperforming greatly. Okay. The below basic as of 2024, as you can see this. Hold up, can you guys see this? Let me enlarge it for you. I'm sorry. All right. You guys should be able to see it now. Right? There we go. So the below basic is as high as it's ever been. 40%. 2024. This is fourth grade. Let's go to math. Math is a whole lot better than reading. Math is 1% better from the below basic than what it was, and actually gone up a little bit in proficiency. This is all students though. Okay. All right. So math is actually improved. Well, no, it's declined because it's at 17% and now it's at 24. Right. But it did improve 1% since 2022. Okay. Proficiencies went up. Basic went down. Below basic. So math went up a little bit. Right. That's fourth grade. Let's go to reading, eighth grade. Eighth grade, again, reading is worse as it's ever been. Below basic, right? And lowest proficiency. Let's go math, eighth grade. And damn, math got worse. Right? Hold on, let me see. Math, fourth. Yeah, damn. So shit, in eighth grade, math got way worse. Math worse as it's ever been, 39%, with only 20% being proficient. So who picture? Yeah, they talked about that. He got fired. I think he got rehired. We talked about that. The brother covered that, and we talked about him getting fired, and rightfully so. They started doing some of the basic fundamentals that made up the core childhood memories, like scholastic book fairs and earning Pizza Hut. Cree, shout out to Cree. I was just talking about that. The Book It program. Book It was serious, man. That little personal pan pizza, that free pizza, man. I don't know what. That little personal pan pizza tastes better than. Listen. Decatur, they don't know. And you got the Book It sticker. Not just the pizza, but the pizza and the sticker. Yeah, man. And they changed up the way they teach things too. So the curriculum, the way they go about teaching things. I found this out when they had the lockdowns, and I had to work with my I was listening to them. Not even, I don't know what the fuck they was doing with these kids on the homeschool thing. What was it called when the kids were learning at home? When they was doing the Zoom classes, what do they call that shit? Whatever they called it, right? That bro, the way they were yeah, distance learning some shit. The way they're teaching them shit now is just ass backwards. It makes no sense. It's counterproductive and counterintuitive. But you see that right there. Now let's go to black students. All right, hold on. It's incredibly small, so I got to enlarge this. All right, this is September 20th, 2023. Dramatic racial disparities in reading and math proficiency demonstrates urgent need for broad policy change. This is from DC Action. This is from DC specifically. Let me see if I can get something that's well. We can just it's going to track similarly around across the board. Let's go here. 23% of black students and 32% of Latinx students show proficiency in reading compared to 82% of their white classmates. Now, the biggest thing, what's the biggest problem out of this? Black people, tell me what's the biggest fucking problem in this? Fireproof, that's what it was. Virtual learning. Appreciate you, bro. That's what it was. Virtual learning. They call it virtual learning. Appreciate you, brother. No. What is the biggest fucking red flag in this, bro? Come on now. Chat participation, we gotta answer this shit. Like it should be right there, clear as day. See, y'all missing it. Fuck the 82. How the hell does motherfucking Jorge, Maria, Pedro, Alejandro, Marisol read English better than black fucking students? How does somebody where we know a substantial amount of them, English is their second fucking language and niggas is last? %23 of black students, 32% of fucking Latinx students show proficiency. That's more. You got 11% more fucking Hispanic motherfuckers that speak a Spanish that can read English better than. And this fucking teacher wants to show her ass in class. Wants to flex her purse. Fit check. Man, if y'all don't get the fuck all the way out of my face with this shit, man. Y'all don't give a fuck about these kids, man. We're in last place. Last fucking place. Now mind you, this DC. And DC, we know what? DC is a predominantly black city. Well, not predominantly black. It has a high, let me not say that. Let me be clear when I say this. DC has a high black population. Well, no one ever said so. Naya, if you want the link, let me drop the link for everybody. Naya, we never said that school was a scam. We said that college was a scam. School and college are two different things. School is a necessity. School is the basic understanding of education, reading, writing, arithmetic, science, geography, the basis and basics that every person should know. College is totally different, especially when college is being pushed and most people aren't working in their college degrees, one. And then the money being paid to obtain the college degree does not suffice the money made from the college degree. So that's the scam part. So we've never said that school or education K through 12 was a scam. No one ever said that, Naya. But we did say and have proven it time and time again. And you've had other people come out now and say it. I think even Warren Buffett said it, and people wanting to give pushback, but people don't understand outside of the surface. Right? That the college is a scam thing isn't just clearly or whatever across the board. It's when you look at the amount paid versus the amount made, the actual jobs that are gotten from it, the oversaturation of degrees with the job market. You know what I'm saying? Now, especially that you have AI coming into play, how most of those jobs are going to be obsolete. And now you're going to have people with a whole bunch of unforgivable debt, the only unforgivable debt on the fucking face of the earth. Okay? Shit that will carry you with you to the grave and possibly be passed down to your estate after you leave. Right? The student loan debt that does not suffice for. So that's what we're saying. No, King Picks. I hate this again, man. People that go to college make more than who? Skills tradesmen. If we do the comparison, and that's what I'm starting to tell you, and they've said, I showed you guys the thing. I'll try to find it. The new millionaires are the skilled tradesmen. Skilled tradesmen are the new millionaires. They literally wrote an article about that. I think it was either last year or 2023. And again, with the advancements of AI and the replacement of people with technology, yeah, bro, it's that we have to stop using things that are based on an old way of doing things. The same thing with marriage and men making more money because they're married. I think that's a what's name. No, you don't. What are you talking about? No, every trade isn't some extremely strenuous and labor intensive trade, bro. If you're an electrician, you're not going to be, you know what I mean? Hell, even if you're a plumber, you're not doing super duper intensive labor and just, lifting 100-pound pipes and shit, bro. No, it's not true. But 23% of Black students and 32% of Latinx students show proficiency in reading, compared to 82% of white classmates. 11% of Black students and 19% of Latinx students demonstrated proficiency in math, compared to 75% of white peers. Black people, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Why is there a woman that is, flaunting her body and getting attention on the taxpayers' fucking dime and time, on the clock, showing her body when the fucking children are in the depths of hell when it comes to education, comprehension, problem solving? We ain't gonna talk about critical thinking. And this is DC, so let me find something, because that's DC. You show DC. That's not all the, let me find some national. Give me a second. Oh, this one's even better. I'll show the damn thing. Fireproof, what's up, fam? What you got for me?
Hey, dog. Man, I love this topic, bro. And I've been watching since these streams started, man. And so one thing, man, I get frustrated because, like, being a middle school teacher going on 11 years, man. I've been on the south side out here in Dallas my first 3 years, and then I moved towards the north side around like about 7, 8 years ago. And what frustrates me, man, is like our people just don't care about the things that really matter long term, bro. Like I used to teach in the classroom, and I still teach technology, man. And one of the more frustrating things I always ran into is the lack of attention towards things that are going to carry us into the future, not just with sports and, activities that, enjoy on Friday nights, Saturdays, and all those days. But I'm talking about Monday through Thursday. I'm talking about getting them prepared for STEM, getting them into things that are going to challenge them to think, not getting them, just using their bodies, but also stretching their mindset. One of the more frustrating things about me, man, is like trying to get kids, especially because all I teach is middle school, man, 7th and 8th grade, is pushing them to use their mind. Nobody wants them to use their mind to think. Everybody wants them to just, be robotic, and they'll never get a chance to learn how to problem solve. And so for me, like the challenge is, hey, if you're coming up with a problem in the classroom and you're struggling mentally with something or a real big issue, like I'm gonna be right here to help you, but I want you to get a process of using your mind. Use your mind now, because the world itself is counting on you not to use your thoughts, not to be able to process quick enough to make timely decisions. And so, especially with our people, man, like all we want to be is entertained, but yet still nobody expects us to be put on the spot to use our intelligence. It automatically, amongst our kids, is like if we show any form of intelligence, then all of a sudden we look down upon them as like, oh, you one of them smart niggas, or you a smarty arty or whatever. And it's like the ones that are ignorant or stupid, or they come off as more entertaining, we gravitate toward them versus the getting all the kids prepared, all the kids to be more about using their intelligence and using their brains versus just using their bodies or using their gifted talents. You know what I'm saying? It's just frustrating, bro.
Nah, man, and shout out to you, man. Also, shout out to Wise Will, man. Shout out to you brothers for ushering in the next generation of education, man. I know that's a very, very hard job. Yeah, like I said, you guys definitely need to be paid more and appreciate it more, because especially nowadays, listen, bro, I wouldn't make it a week being a teacher. Hey, my motherfucking PTSD being kicked in, and I'm swinging belts. Think I'm a motherfucking symphony conductor out this motherfucker. But nah, man, real shit, man. I greatly appreciate you, brother. Like I said, I don't think this whole generation of like society has no value in critical thinking, bro. They don't. Everybody's just like you said, so robotic, and everybody waits to be told what to do. In inference, motherfuckers don't infer shit. People's comprehension is horrible. And it's just across the board. And I think those being that, of course, if people lack those things, and then we have the disconnect of the family as to where parents no longer sit down with their kids and eat, and sit down with their kids and read, and ensure, that their kids are learning the proper things like our parents did with us and we were forced to do. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, the kids aren't gonna do it on themselves. If a kid can motherfucking choose, hey, I'm gonna go have fun, I'm gonna play the game, I'm gonna do some shit other than learn, they're gonna do that shit 99 times out of fucking 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, bro, and one of the other things too, man, is just like, being like one of the only black educators. Like I have a lot of, educators around me, but they're predominantly women. But when I step into the fray or in the space to do what I'm supposed to do, like, even coaching kids and stuff, there's always this expectation that I automatically acquiesce to the kids' shortcoming. Like there's always going to be, when you're dealing with kids in special education or any form of them needing modifications or accommodations in classrooms and stuff like that, I'm always looking at that as, that's what they got you on paper to believe about yourself. But I'm going to challenge you anyway, because they're not expecting you to become self-sufficient. They want you to depend on the system. And what sucks is the support at home believes that too. And like I've had like literally, athletes I've coached, and I'm literally like, this is a 7th grade kid who probably never played sports. I had a kid last year. He was like, very, very, slow in processing stuff, but he can do a little something. And as the season went along, I never talked to any one of his grandmama or mama. Last game of the season, he didn't play a lot, and I scaled him back because the game was becoming a little bit too fast for him. And I kept trying to push him out there, but I kept realizing it wasn't benefiting him a lot. The thing is, like, once the game was over, she comes to me and she's like, "Do you not understand that he has he's in seventh grade, but his mind is like a third grader?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am, I understand that. But at the same time, I'm doing my best to develop him so he can become more self-sufficient, because if you don't notice, he's literally, out of the four other players out there on the court, he's the one standing around waiting and not actually doing what's supposed to be done on the court as it pertains to his job." And literally what bothered me about that conversation, man, is like she automatically reverted back to what she was told versus what she believes her child or grandson rather is capable of. And I'm thinking, hey, we're in this together. Like, we're trying to, prepare your son to be the best of his, best of his ability. Try to push him to be in a space where he can believe to be greater. Yes, he's got shortcomings, but don't allow that to just be the thing that he completely and consistently believes about himself. You got to find a way, even through all the shortcomings, to believe that he can actually, supplant those and overcome that, and not just allow that to just define him. I hate that about it, when you automatically have a kid automatically read stuff or hear stuff. Now he believes it, and so teachers and coaches like me have to just submit to that without truly holding the child to being better, when in fact they weren't given the best chance to be pushed out of that system of thinking. That's just how I think, bro.
Yeah, man. And like you said, that perspective is incredibly important, because a lot of people are never in that position. And a lot of people have difficulty understanding when a person is delayed, right?
Yeah.
When they lack comprehension. And shout out to you for, having that coming with your profession, but also, like you said, sticking that outside of and bringing it over to coaching, right? And most importantly, bro, like you said, for the boys that will be men, hey, I'm not going to hold your hand through everything. You need to figure this out. Okay. Once I understand and realize that you can't, you can't bench 225. I'm not going to drop it down on your chest. Right. But hey, I'm gonna drop you down to this 185 and you're going to get that motherfucker. You hear me? Like you said, most importantly, if you don't believe you can do it, you'll never do it.
Exactly, bro.
That's something that anybody will tell you, that if you don't believe in yourself, bro, nobody else gonna believe in you. Right. And that's why you have to build that resiliency and that self-confidence of like, fuck what everybody else say. Shit, but I know what I can do. You know what I'm saying? And even if you can't do it, people can even see you trying and almost getting it. That will help you, you know what I'm saying? And motivate you to actually reach those goals and those different things, man. So
yeah, bro. And what's so crazy, man, like even like in my school district, especially in my school, they have what is known as like a name and need meeting that we have like once a month. And like we separated because we got 3 grades we teach. So some teachers who strictly teach 6th grade go to 6th grade classroom, and it's another teacher who teach 7th grade students go to 7th and so forth. And so because I teach an elective, I got multiple, 7th and 8th graders, and so I got a lot more 7th graders. So I go to this one meeting, and we're sitting there, since school has started for about 3.5 weeks, we're sitting down basically laying out all the different students that we notice who aren't at school, who aren't turning their work in, who appear to not understand the content that's being taught. And so we try to, come with ways to acknowledge their issue and then try to work around it. So at least we're all on the same page. And one of like the head lady who was over like the sped department, she was sitting next to me and she was like, what happened to the parents that once they notice their kid is not turning their work in or they're missing extra school days, what happened to them at least pushing on their end to get their kid to get their grades and their assignments turned in? What happened to that? I didn't have any answer, bro. The only thought I had was post-COVID, there's been a total like disregard for parents being as serious about getting their kids' grades up. Before this, bro, I used to have parents constantly blow my phone up, emailing me, asking me, what happened? What happened? Why this child? Why this? Why this? Why that? Like they wanted to know what was the issue. Now it's like, we contact parents, or I hear about them contacting parents. They are nice about it, but there's still no change. And it's like, why is it that it's one ear and out the other? Like at one point, man, when we were kids, bro, as soon as a parent heard about a grade, like now technology is where you can check your phone and you automatically get updates about your kids' grades. As soon as a phone call was rung from the school, my dad was right up there, bro. He didn't play. Now it's like you got to plead with parents and try to find a way to get their kid, to light a fire with the kid at home because we can only do so much here. And that's like a big issue that truly has not been addressed, I think, since COVID. Like, I feel like a lot of families and parents, I guess I could say, have just totally switched because the world is switched and they forgot, hey, the world still goes on. Your child still needs to be properly pushed and challenged in education. It doesn't mean they can't survive or thrive. You just got to get in the fight with them, even if they are necessarily not believing themselves. Believe and push with them. Don't just fall to the prey of what's going on around you and let that define your situation. Find a way to overcome it, because we all have to as educators.
Exactly, bro. I'm trying to find something a little more. What's the name? Let me see. Because the one I got is from like 2015, but I can't find the one. They said it was one in 2023, but all this stuff is talking about college. Okay, it's not giving me the racial breakdown. So hold on. Okay, percentage of children living in poverty. Okay. Let's see. School choice. Percentage of the distribution of enrollment in public school. Percentage of distribution. Speech. But nah, man. Yeah, that the contract between the parents and the educators has been breached, bro. Like I said, these parents don't give a damn, and even as parents, you can see it. You can
Absolutely.
see the kids that are struggling. You can see the kids that go to school just for daycare purposes. They don't give a fuck about them learning or nothing, right? And it's sad. And a lot of times, like you said, when your kid is friends with a kid of a parent that don't give a fuck, or they too occupied with other shit to really care about their education, it shows.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. And that's what's so frustrating. Like out in Texas, man, out here in the Frisco area, man, they don't even like, I can't even tell you as an educator when I've experienced early release. Like a lot of districts, they allow especially like right when we getting ready to go on like a Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, or summer. Like a lot of time, like if there's no work to be done, like we got one more day or something left, have the kids up there for like 3 or 4 hours and then go home. No, we got the kids all damn day. And I even talked to my principal, and she was super cool, black lady. She was like, it don't make sense. They just don't want to run the parents don't want to come get their kids. And it's like, so y'all want us to tend to them, but if something were to go down because they're not doing any work, then y'all coming to blame us when stuff go down and say that we not doing our job or blaming us or whatever. It's like, we can't just give the kids busy work, you know what I mean? Or even when we do give them activities, there's only but so much that we can do before it's time to send them home. Like it's just time to go home. Ain't nothing for y'all to do up here. Like we already taking the grades. Your kid is either going to, repeat the classes over, or they're going to move on to high school or whatever. And there's nothing else for us. But literally, I have yet to experience what it's like to be half out, out of half a day, because like you said, it's like basically to your point that parents view school as a daycare. Like they just don't want their kids at home or have to tend to them any more than they have to. And
Yeah,
yet they
legal
expect us to go ahead.
Yeah, legal purposes, because they got to do it. If they could leave them at home, if they could leave them at home, they would.
Yeah, man. And so that's part of the frustrations too. And I love what I do, man. I've been in education for 11 years, man. And I really enjoy making, impact in the kids' lives. I do what I can to, I teach computer science and digital graphics and animation, man. So I know what I teach is going to at least pave the way to possibilities that are endless, you know. And one of the things that is used to trouble me for a little bit, because I've been teaching that computer science for like 4 years, bro. And one thing used to bother me was not seeing enough of us, black kids taking the classes. And I'm like, you know, I would say Indian and Arab and all those other, you know, races, including, you know, white, are taking computer science and doing whatever they want with it. And I'm like, why are we always behind the eight ball on purpose? We already know what technology does for anybody. I mean, your topic tonight, that chick literally knows what technology does for her. It's making her, you know, popular. At the same time, it's like, why not take that and learn how to make money, like, you know, the legit way? And I'm like, a lot of these kids, you know, don't know because their parents don't know or don't want to know. And I'm thinking, you know, it's more than just athletics. We're more than just being able to throw a football, run full speed down the basketball court, shoot a ball or whatever. We're more than that. We got to be able to use what God gave us between our 2 ears, man. And if we don't, then we're going to always be a day late and a dollar short. And we can't blame everybody else. We got to stop being our own worst enemy.
Indeed, bro. Indeed, man. For
Yeah.
sure. Let me bring this up real quick. Let me show this one. So just for context, this is from, okay, I think it said 2015, right? All right. In 2015, 21.8%. This is from the American Council on Education, right? I tried to find, my bad, hold on, let me see if I can, that's too big, pause. There we go, so hold on. All right, here we go. So math achievement levels, and this is, again, 2015, right? Look at where, you know what I'm saying, we are. Highest, under, below basic, right? So Native Americans are usually right there. But again, how the hell are Hispanics outperforming us? And like, I don't get it, man. That's shameful, right? All right, they're almost double proficiency in mathematics, right? Now, and it's 12th graders, right? Math achievement, reading achievement. Okay. Again, how are we the most below proficiency, man? We have the lowest numbers of proficiency in reading. This is from 2015. All right. 10 years ago. Now, when I hop over here to this, let's see what we got. Found something. Let's see. Where was it? Where the hell was it? I had it. Here we go. No, that's student loans. That's not it. Where is it? Percentage of student enrollment in public schools? No. Where is that? Percentage of children living in poverty. Thought I had it, but maybe not. Maybe I saw something different. But I tried to find the one from 2023 because they said it had a report, but it was basically talking more about college and people attending college. We do have the highest poverty rate somehow, some way. Children living in poverty. What else? What the fuck is it at, man? Shit. It was just a cheat, man. It didn't give me. Yeah, it just gave the breakdown. Fourth grade, 2019, 2022. Azriel, what up, bro?
Hey, what's going on? Am I coming in good?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be controversial about this, but I just genuinely believe culturally, yeah, I have to just say that I don't, I would probably never put my kids in the public school because I don't believe, people talk about, the them putting black boys on medication and special ed, and it's like, it's really not, it's really not white people that are doing it per se. I mean, I mean, it is a good amount of the time, but a lot of the times, these black women they can't. Let's say they have a group of kids in the class, and one kid is quote unquote disruptive. Disruptive could be anything from a range of, oh, he doesn't. As soon as he does his work, he walks around instead of sitting still, right? Like I think generationally, like you had older teachers, especially I'm from New York, you had older teachers from the South, like they can deal with the kid that he wasn't necessarily the like a spawn of Satan, but he wasn't the most easiest kid to like wrangle in, right? There was a little bit more patience with the older teachers. Now with the younger teachers, not only do they have no patience, they're usually lazy. So their first recommendation is, I don't want any kind of inconvenience in my classroom because I'm coming in half-assed anyway. So I'm just gonna recommend a child for special ed, right? And my mom used to always tell me she used to always have to fight for them not to put me in special ed. Thank God, and I never went into it. Right? I was the type of kid that I would finish my work earlier and I'd just be bored. I'd just be walking around in the classroom. But that's one thing I'll definitely not do. I hate to say it, and people gonna be like, oh, down a black one, but I could never put my kid in public school for the mere fact that I know, like the way that teachers operate now, I couldn't put my kids in public school. I think that's one subconsciously. That's one of the biggest reasons why I haven't had any kids yet because it's like I know I can't afford to put them in private school. I don't think it just. I mean, the New York Times. I might send you the article. They just put out a article saying why people are pulling their kids out of public school. So the next maybe you never know, 15 to 20 years, having a public school might be a niche kind of thing. It's only for people that are like poor, right? That can't afford it. Um, but I just believe, particularly in the black community, like we don't really value black men being more of the academics and the intellectual ones. So we kind of pass it off as it's not necessary, right? We it's not that to have like a black male valedictorian or kids getting into anything that uses their mind. We don't really want to encourage that per se. And that's the type of environment. If I had kids, I don't want them in. I'm sorry, and I hate to say it, but the way that a lot of black, I mean, think about it. I graduated in 2012, and I was already seeing the changes as a teenager. I wouldn't want the average like black female teacher teaching my kid. I'd rather just save up my money before my kids get into before they by the time they get in junior high school and just pay the extra money to put them in some kind of private school or Catholic school. Because ain't no way. I mean, someone was bringing up a good point that the new private schools, not only do you have to put in money, but you also have to, all the parents have to invest a certain amount of time into school activities, right? So it's almost like community service, right? You're not really gonna see that in a public school. I mean, I know from my example, I think my mom was just kind of exhausted and burnt out by the time that she got to junior high school. She never really, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but she didn't really show up to parent teachers conference throughout high school for me. So in turn, what happened? I didn't really care about school like that by the time I got. So I think it's a reflection if the parents don't care. And I was listening to Fire. I was about 8 minutes back. But if what he said is correct, if the parents don't care, then the children are not gonna, they're not gonna put in that extra effort. Like I have family members, and I thought it was always weird that when I was going over the house, I was checking the kids' homework more than the parent did, right? And like the parent Candy Crush.
Hey, Azrael, I don't know what's going on. You keep getting like a weird, yeah, you getting like a weird buzz or some shit.
Okay, give me one sec. Hold on one sec. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, now I was saying I had a relative and basically they were pretty much just on their phone all day instead of checking the kids' homework. And to me it's like, damn, I'm doing more work than you are in terms of checking your kids' homework. It's like there's a reason why they're struggling to make it past the third or second grade. It's not the parents, right? You see teachers coming in, you see parents coming into school yelling and cursing, oh, why my kids have bad grades, or why my kid by the end of the school year, oh, why my kid is not passing to the second out to the next grade. I've seen it all the time. You see parents just come up there and cursing, but these parents never check their kids' homework. So I mean, it's a reflection of the community. It's the same thing when we talk about, you look at a black neighborhood and it's just garbage all over the place, right? You look at when people say, "Oh, we need black men that got their stuff together. They need to be the ones to mentor these kids." It's like the people that have the responsibilities, they just want to shove it off to other people. It's a cultural mindset, right? So yeah, that's all I had to say about that.
Yeah, no, man, you bring up a great point when it um the whole thing of medicating these kids, man. That's one of the first things they say. That's the first suggestion. And it's been proven that, like I said, school now, especially being that they've taken away the amount of PE that they used to have to now, and taking away things to where boys can actually interact with things is counterintuitive to just boys in general, right? So if you're a boy and, like you said, you're smart, that's another big thing a lot of people don't understand. But if you're intelligent, man, you're not challenged. That shit is torture. You get done with the shit, it's over with. Now you're sitting there idle, looking stupid, figuring out something to do. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You done with the shit. It's not challenging, and people don't even understand just how underserving that is. And that's why I say I think we need to get increase in testing for brilliant kids, more black kids being gifted, more black kids being highly intelligent. But again, now you have to have the focus and the desire for it. I think so many kids, great minds are wasted, bro, because they're never challenged.
Right. You know, on an abstract level, this is gonna come back to bite America in the ass because we don't even have enough. I was reading an article and watching a few YouTube videos. We don't have enough engineers and scientists to replace the boomers. The boomer generation of engineers and scientists, right? This is gonna reverberate back to the fact that your kids are not reading on a proficient level, and you people might say there's a racial element or there might be a socioeconomic element towards them not making sure that all kids universally around the country can read. It's gonna come back to bite America in the ass because in China, right? Yes, they do choose the cream of the crop, but it it's not only just who can pay for the best tutors, right? So it's more or less if you have the talent or you have the ingenuity or the cognitive ability to be able to do this kind of work, yes, we're gonna siphon you out regardless of your class, your social class, right? In America, it's like, oh, we're just gonna pay the person to just go to the top school. So it's like whoever has it's a pay to play kind of thing. So it's like whoever has the money, they're okay, yeah, you can go, right? And I noticed this too. Granted, to me personally, I feel as though with black people, there's no excuse why your children can't read on a third grade, I mean above grade level, right? I think that's an indictment towards you as a failure and a loser ass parent, because you can always hire a white or Asian kid to teach a kid for like $25 an hour, right? And you can literally have them read to them like 1 hour a day, right? I mean that's just for reading. We're talking about if your kid is struggling with math, they have apps where you can find tutors through
Yeah,
Zoom.
you don't even need that. Like I say, you can literally find everything on YouTube today. And like I said, man, having your kids read out loud and helping them, you know, when they stumble or so on and so forth. Of course, don't just jump in there and do it for them. But bro, this shit is it's self-fixing. But people are just too lazy to do it, right? Like, bro, if your kid can't read, your kid can't do certain things and so on and so forth. And a lot of this shit got to do with attention span. A lot of people don't even understand. Man, these kids ain't dumb, man. Kids slick as shit. I
Right.
was just I was just telling somebody, bro, I was blind for a year. Okay, I couldn't see, nigga. I wore glasses for a year because I told my mama I couldn't see some shit. Yeah, I lost like my third pair of glasses, and voila, my vision was clear as day. Kids do anything to get out of motherfucking, you know, do some shit they don't want to do, man. Go ahead, DJ Five.
I gotta say, man, that's so true, man. Like, there's so many ways that you can tell when a kid is making up stuff. Like, it's crazy to watch how they're. We always think that kids have problems, you know, struggling with problem solving, but the reality is, like, they come up on the spot, man. Like, especially when you coaching athletes, man, they can come up with something on the spot as far as you asking them, why did you run that way instead of where the play was designed, or why did you shoot that? They'll say, I don't know, but I promise you, if you ask them and let them process it, they'll come up with something on the spot. And that lets me know, I'm like, it's not that your brain doesn't work, it's just that you choose when to work it because, for one, you're not challenged at home to really process the decision making that you're coming up with. And so, you know, to Ezra's, issue, the point about, you don't even have to hire, somebody, for $25. That sounds like a good idea. But just practice teaching your kid a word of the day. Like, you take them jokers out with you to the store, or they ride in the car with you, pick out a street sign, you know what I mean? Or pick up some type of word that they will never know. Ask them how to pronounce that. And then if they don't, you teach them. Now they've learned a new word each day. Their vocabulary is stretched. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of stuff we do in any particular curriculum. You teach them new vocabulary words. They have no choice but to know what that word is because they see it so many times. And the more they see it, the mind has no choice but to embrace it because it's repetition over and over again. And so I think
Yeah.
it's just the reality is they just don't get challenged enough to problem solve. They don't get challenged enough to figure things out along the way because, for one, just to be real, they get mama to death and coddled too much early on into their like pre-adolescence, not left alone to try to work issues out and come to a conclusion, and thereby, being more self-sufficient so that they can be a little bit more productive as they get older, and you don't have to keep pulling on them to do stuff. They already know how to do it because you've been training them and training them and training them. And that's the thing. Point back to what y'all saying, it's just laziness. You can train your child. I don't have any kids, by the way, but I have nieces. You can train your child over and over again to figure stuff out. Yes, they're gonna mess up. Does not mean whatsoever that you give up. You just keep drilling into them until they finally figure it out. Eventually, the message will be sent and received.
Yeah, to me, and this is another thing, me and Fantastic always talk about this. We got our party hats on for 2053, like we can't wait till it comes because let me tell you something too. People, it's not just the fact that we'll be a permanent underclass by then. There's other things to it too. AI is already here, right? In order for you to do any kind of machine learning concepts or programs, you have to be proficient at reading because it's a lot of programming language is combined with a lot of English syntax, right? And on top of that, you have to have some kind of understanding of geometrical concepts like Euclidean theories and all that other good stuff. It takes a lot of geometry when it comes to machine learning and AI. If you can't even understand the concept of a 90-degree angle, or you can't even read above a fifth grade reading level, that means you're pretty much locked out of an entire industry going forward. It's like if think about it, if we were in the 20th century and black people didn't know how to drive, right? All the black people in the majority of the black people in the country didn't understand the concept of how to drive a car. It's almost the same exact thing. It's like you're being pretty much locked out of the next quote unquote industrial revolution. So that's this in of itself is going to expedite a lot of things that people are not going to understand, and this is what's going to make you, when you look back at it 25 years from now, this is one of the things that's going to make you a permanent underclass because you weren't able to take advantage of these new industries and concepts.
And it doesn't have to be that way, man. Like I said, man, it's so many resources out here. It's ridiculous, man. Like there's so many ways that kids can literally learn on the fly, especially with these devices. You know
Right.
what I mean? And it's almost like you give them that tech time, it better be pointed, websites and apps that reinforces what they're learning in school versus just giving them the tech time just because they need a break. No, if you're going to get on this device, you're going to learn this, this, and this, and this. There's no break because the reality is we're already 10 steps behind as a people. There, like I said, in China, you got Indians, Arabs coming over here. They automatically, hey, we ready for the next one. I've had so many, like when I meet the teacher night, man, like I get a lot of, foreign parents who literally I can tell just got off the plane, bro. Like they barely understand the language. I'm trying to learn their kids' names that got like 15 different consonants running together, and I got to figure out how to pronounce them, bro. And it's a challenge. At the same time, they're literally coming up to me and asking, hey, what can I get my kid on to get them more practice in this class? What can I get my kid on to give them more reps? So I need to buy it at home. I can count on one hand in about 7 to 8 years that I've taught in the district that I'm in, how many times I've had Black parents run up to me and ask me that.
Nope.
I can count on one hand. And we're talking years and years of teaching classes of 25 to maybe 30, kids. And yes, it's maybe, 7 or 8, that are Black. But even then, I don't have them constantly asking me over and over again. Now, too, there's some kids whose parents, Black, they already know and they already got their kids prepared. But that's what I call an anomaly. You know what I mean? But overwhelmingly, they're not running up to me asking me anything to help their kid and, to help give their kid more practice at home. And when I tell them, what to do, they take it and run with it. But it's very, very, very limited amounts of us trying to take home what their kid needs to be successful. It's like
Unfor-
it's at the school building. They take their Chromebooks home, and that's it.
yeah. I think unfortunately, like Black people, they just see school as just an extension of a daycare for their kids.
Free.
I mean, how many times do Black parents call you to say, "Hey, how's my kid doing in class?"
You want the answer is zero, bro. And
Yeah.
it sucks because I've had the parents like even when I was on the South Side out here in Dallas, man. I've had the parents who were like super serious. They were like, just call me. I don't care what I'm doing. Just I had the Black mama seriously just telling me over and over again, all you need to do is call me. Don't even call the principal. Don't even bother. I will be up there in the flash. And then I've had, on the flip side, some Black mamas who automatically play victim whenever I'm holding their child accountable to their misbehavior in class. And I'm like, ma'am, like, listen, I'm not against you. I'm actually trying to help your son out, or your daughter out, but they automatically crying and playing victim, much like their parents or their mama. And here I am trying to keep them from trying to educate them and get them, prepared for tomorrow. But you turning me into the bad guy because I'm getting on them about how they act in class. When in fact, they're actually smart. They just ain't had nobody get in their ass. And when as
Right.
soon as somebody do that job, especially a Black man that ain't playing no games. I don't play games in my class. Then all of a sudden, it's like they getting reminded of some form of pain or something like that, and then they make me out to be the problem. And I'm like, wait a
Right.
minute, man. I'm like, you got to be on some serious crack to think that I'm your worst enemy. No, no, I ain't that type of person. And before I go off and like cuss them out and lose my damn job or whatever, I just cut it off and be real professional. And I walk away, and then I talk to my colleagues or even my administration, and they'll be like, "Yep, she crazy. Yeah, we already talked to her. We already know." And I'm
Right.
like, I said, this is crazy. It's like, why they gotta be like that? You know what I'm saying? It just gets annoying. And I'm like, that's why, it's very limited amounts of Black male teachers too, because when we do get in a position of influence, when we do have that ability to reach, we're not valued. We're not treated with that same kind of uplifted respect because we're the ones that's trying to set the motion in order. And they're still, and I'm not just saying Black women, just black folks that don't want to do right.
Right. And Asian culture, like a teacher is like on the level of a lawyer, right? And I just think they've been asked since, just because you basically technically, since I have a bachelor's degree, like you can, not to say you could teach, but I get like recommendations like through my LinkedIn, like, hey, would you be considered, would you want to have you considered being a teacher? You know, you need a teaching certification, and I always ignore them shits. Always ignore them. I could do it if I wanted to, you know, for the extra money or what have you, but I'm like, nah, I'm good. Mm-mm.
Thing about me, dog, is like for 5 years, like when I graduated college, um, I went into something totally different. I went to get my bachelor's degree in mass communication because I wanted to be in broadcast, radio, television, stuff like that. I had a real passion for doing sports and stuff like that, and yet it just wasn't really like working the way I thought. And basically, I got in a position of being comfortable. I was doing okay, but I wasn't where I wanted to be. But as time went along, man, I kept getting, and people may not be as spiritual as I am, and that's fine. But I kept getting like hints from different places that God wanted me to do this, and I kept saying no. From my mother to my friends to classmates I went to college with, everybody was doing something with teaching, and I said no, I don't want to do it because I know myself. Much like what Fantastic said earlier, I know that if a kid start talking me crazy, I'm going to end up on some newspaper on the news with numbers across my chest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't do well with that. Like, the disrespect stuff takes my mind in a different space that I'm like, God, you're going to have to come get me, because if not, I'm about to kill this little motherfucker right here. Like, I'm going to be on the news. But he knew
Lean
better.
on Me
You know what I
Too,
mean?
starring TJ
Exactly.
Fireproof.
Nah, but you know what? You know what? Is that fireproof? And I,
Yeah.
I think a big part of it is, especially when we're talking about, black kids and black male authority. That's another reason. That's another thing too. So this is why it's so important, right? Again, the respect for fathers, the respect for black men, because if that boy has never had that, and now he comes along to, a strong black male personality figure, authoritative figure, there's going to be a conflict. You feel me? And he doesn't know how to handle that because he's never experienced it, and all he's ever heard from his mother, what I'm saying, it, not all, but are negative things about what black men are and the purpose they serve, and what they represent. So yeah, man, that's why I say hats off to you and all the brothers out here that are clearly changing that narrative and making a big difference, because hell, I can imagine. I don't even know. I know what it's 70-30 women to men. So I can just imagine what black men would be, what I'm saying, in those percentages of the 30. I think it'd be extremely, extremely small. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, I'm one of the like, it's me, and even literally in my school, like, I'm a coach teacher, and then there's one, he does PE and coach, and then there's another, he's a counselor. So it's like, I'm the classroom, he does another one does like the PE, physical education and coach, and then the other one deals with counseling. So it's like certain representation. Now amongst that, over the years, like when I first arrived, it was predominantly, white, white faculty, to be honest. And over the years, like for whatever reason, like, and my principal, she had been there for a little while, but I don't know, maybe she was waiting on some times to change before she made some switches. And before I know it, I started seeing an influx of more black women. And so it's pretty cool. Like, it's not terrible, nothing like that. It's everybody generally gets along, heavy on it generally. I mean, you got pockets, and how women do. I mean, no offense, it's just a reality. They got their little cliques amongst themselves and stuff like that. But overall, like, we generally all try to support each other because we all understand the fight that we're against, especially in a region that's really, really well off. But at the same time, we still on the side of the region that's more hood than the other side. So we still get kids that don't have a itch together. Parents ain't involved in all that stuff, even though the school is well off and all that. So it's a weird dynamic. And yet we try to find ways to, stay unified even with all that stuff because a lot of us have been through some crazy situations in education, but where we currently are, we try to, get a lot of support in our principal. She A1, like she do the best that she can. She feels every bit of all our struggles and frustrations, tries to be accommodating in everything we're doing because she understands we're in a fight. So that makes the job easier. So over and over again, we constantly, trying to find a way to fight back and stay unified.
For sure, man. For sure.
Can I reply to this real quick?
Yeah, I'm going to reply after you, dog.
Oh no, yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want to reply. So here's the thing, right? I'm from New York. They have this thing called like specialized high schools, where it's like the elite of the elite high schools. And to get into the high school, you have to take a test, right? And you have to score a specific amount, and whoever they take from like the highest, and then it just basically fills up, right? Right before for the next semester coming up, they'll have you have to take the application. It's literally when I when I was doing it right before I was about to head into like high school, it was maybe like two or three black people on the line. It was nothing but Asians, and I'm talking about East Asians, South Asians, right? Uh, on the line trying to get the application to take the test or to be registered to take the test, right? And more or less, like, me and my mom go back and forth. She's like, "Oh, you didn't take it too seriously," but I'm like, "You expect me to like to okay, I'm gonna open up a book and try to learn advanced algebra on my own, a 12-year-old?" It's like, no, you have to be on a kid to be able to do those kind of concepts. You can't just be like, "Oh, here, sit, open this book and just try to figure this out so you get to the school." No, like you have to be consistently on your kid and have some kind of tutoring schedule, right? To tutor. I mean, you think about it when you hear about you listen to a lot of these Asian kids when they get into the top schools, when they get into Yale, if they want to get into Berkeley, they say that you have to set aside time alone just to pay for tutoring so that you can get that extra tutoring classes and learning, because when you want to get into a law school or you want to get into a top school, there's a certain way that you have to think in order to get a high score on your SAT. In order when you're taking the LSAT, there's a certain kind of logic that you have to have in order to pass that, in order to get a high grade on that. Same thing with damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. It, it escaped my mind, but it'll come back to me. But long story short, like you have I'm just figured it out, right? So I'm an accountant, right? Do you know how much it costs to take? So when it comes to taking the CPA test, there's four of them. In order to just sit for the exam, like you have to have your master's, and you have to sit under somebody for at least a year or two that has a CPA. That's just to be able to sit for the exam. The exam in of itself is four tests, right? So you have to set aside a whole year, right, to be able to take those exams. The learning material to take those exams cost between $3,000 to $8,000, right? So that goes in the combination of you have to have a support system, and you also have to have the time and the patience to be able to become a CPA. And that only comes from you really having your parents supporting you and pushing you, and investing in you financially and otherwise to do that. It's not about them being the smartest, because they're not necessarily the smartest, but the fact that their parents actually pour into them. What are black people doing specifically with black mothers? I'm telling you from personal experience, a lot of the women in my family, they're on Candy Crush, and they're on a shade room. Meanwhile, their kids are just not even doing their homework. They're just running about, not doing anything, going over somebody else's house instead of doing their own homework, right? So, and I am kind of going on a rant, but you say, "Oh, we give them too much credit." No, I mean they come to the country and are able to outsmart us, and they're not the smartest. I've went to school with a lot of Asians. They're not the smartest, but that support system.
Absolutely, man. That's one thing. Like to your point. Like, let me say this. Like, it's not that we're giving them credit. It's just the fact that they have a absolute desire to succeed. That's really what it boils down to. Like, even what you're saying, Israel, about how much it costs. the cost doesn't matter when you have parents that have a vision, that have a plan for you to be what they see you to be. Like the people don't want to go into, you don't want to believe in the Bible, that's fine. But there's a scripture that points to children being arrows in the quiver of a father. Naturally, all he has to do is point that arrow and it goes. The reality is the Asian family generally, they are the ones that are pointing their kid as soon as the wheels fall to the ground. As soon as the wheels hit the ground, they're pointing their kid to this, that, and the third. So like even in my particular curriculum that I teach, as the years have gone by, it used to have higher numbers of kids that wanted to be a part of the class. The numbers have gone down because seriously, they have infused Spanish as a high school credit in 7th and 8th grade in my district. So what happens with that is you got more kids coming into from leaving 6th grade, going to 7th grade, not even barely knowing whatsoever about the other electives, and their parents are telling them, "You're taking this class because you have a high school credit you need to get early and often." And so that's automatic in their head because their parents are telling them. I literally ask kids over and over again, even the ones I've got real cool with in the hallway because I'm that cool teacher, whatever. And I ask them, "You gonna take my class next year?" "No, I have to take Spanish. I gotta take this because my parents making me." And I'm like, I get disappointed because I'm like, man, the kid don't even have a chance. However, I get what they're doing. If they made my class a high school credit, I'll get the same amount of kids too. But it is basically saying like the reason why they just are having that success is because their focus is about their child getting educated in every aspect. Whether they're smart or not, they're going to be successful. How? Through education. What are we doing? We're leaving it to chance. And then as soon as things don't go right, we're automatically placing the blame game on everybody. Why I don't have this? Y'all need to do this. Y'all don't do this. Y'all don't do this. It's always y'all. Nobody's sitting there saying, "You know what? I got you. I'm putting my child in this. What other classes can they get to get more tech experience?" I've never had them ask me that, bro. I get pissed off at it because I automatically think of this victim mentality. Never do I get parents running up to me saying, "I need to get my child in some tech classes because I already got my child. I'm already doing it. My child needs to do it." Nobody has
Right.
that focus. So I don't want to hear this about giving the Asians too much credit. I get what you're saying, but no. It's all about pointing your children in the direction you see them going. You got to have a
Hey,
vision for your kids.
hey,
They
hey,
do, we don't.
you
Plain
know
and
what's
simple.
crazy? You know what's crazy too? Like I grew up in the hood, right? I grew up in Brooklyn, right? Like we had Asian kids in our class, right? And it was funny because their parents owned the Chinese food store right across the street from the school. But even though they grew up in the hood, they eventually went to top schools, like top high schools and top colleges. So it wasn't a reflection of, oh, you can't really blame it on the environment. It's like if the parents are, I mean, another thing too, people don't talk about is with a lot of the Asian parents, particularly the ones that are Chinese, they send their kids they have Saturday school where they're learning not only outside, they're learning Chinese and particularly Mandarin, but they're also learning other things. So they're basing their program of how they teach their kids off of 6 days a week. Your kids are barely going to school 4 days a week, right? Because they're usually not missing one day of school or they're goofing around. So you technically want to put it to 4 days a week, right? So your kids not only going to school full time, they're not studying as much. They say the average black student doesn't even study like an hour a week, right? You can't compete with other races of people if you, I mean, DJ Fireproof, when you have classes, what the professor said, oh, in order for you to pass this class, you have to put in amount 8 to 9 amount of hours a week in order to pass this class,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
and that's in college.
Yeah.
If you're not putting in the time, what they say, the average A student, it usually puts in between 8 to 9 hours. The average B student puts in between 6 to 7 or somewhere around that amount. So if you're putting in, the average black student is putting in less than an hour, like they say, like 45 minutes. You can't, that's not about socioeconomic conditions. That's not about racism. It's like, no, you're not putting in the effort, right? And another thing too, black people got the money. Like
Oh
people
God.
say, hey,
Oh my God.
black people got the money to take their kids to tutoring. You can't tell me that you can't. Like I said, you have plenty of apps, and let's say you say, oh, I don't have time to read to my kids. Find an Asian kid or a white kid that goes to school and be like, hey, they're in college, and be like, hey, I'll give you like $200 if you help my children with their homework for the week, right? Or like $100 a week. They'll do it, and you'll see your kids progress. It's not that hard. I mean, it's very simple.
Yeah, shout out Ezra, man. And, hey, I greatly appreciate you brothers for coming up, man, and giving you know what I'm saying, your personal experiences, and for you, DJ Fire Proof, brother, your expertise, brother. I greatly appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, dog. This is great. I appreciate you.
For sure, man. For sure. Let me respond to this right here. Listen, man. Again, this is more excuses. Just do the research, man. Okay, there's a reason why China, Japan, and just Asians have a culture and a respect for education. Okay, it's not even close. Even if this was true, this wouldn't help them get into college. They not all cheating on the SAT, bro. So when we do this, it makes us look extremely irresponsible and uneducated and just more victim shit. Okay? No, Asians are smarter education wise. Okay, we're talking about education, not necessarily intelligence, but education wise, Asians perform the best. Okay, the most educated by the numbers would be Asians because they represent a very small percentage of the population, but they have a very high outcome in degrees. And we know that they're STEM degrees and high earning degrees, not bullshit. Okay. So when we do shit like this, man, we're not helping, we're hurting. So we have to refrain from making excuses because how do you explain? You're talking about Asians, brother. I don't know if you were here when I showed it. We're being outperformed by Hispanics in reading English. Say it again. We're being outperformed by Hispanics, Latinx in reading English. That ain't got shit to do with Asians. So how do we explain that? Shout out to Billy Goat Gruff for the 5. Greatly appreciate you, brother. I took the test for Brooklyn Tech, but got in trouble fighting. Went to Philippa Schuyler as well, intermediate. I lived in a crack house at the time, fam. Damn, brother. Well, again, and shout out to you, man. Again, I greatly appreciate you, brother, for your transparency, man, and giving your stories. But that also gives credence to what Azrael was talking about, and a lot of us were talking about, bro. When you having kids, bro, this is why kids are supposed to be planned. Okay. Once you have children, your life doesn't belong to them. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to them. And you're supposed to be doing everything that gives them the best possible outcome ever. Brother, gladly appreciate that you overcame that. It's very unfortunate that you had to endure that. But this is some of the circumstances that a lot of these kids have to put up with and deal with. Again, man, for y'all that didn't see it, we had 2 children, one of which was in Pampers, still, I guess, like a toddler or something, and then one that's clearly school age, watching their mother steal and burn a fucking security tag off of something that she's stolen. That's the example being set for these kids, man. Again, not all, not even I'm saying the majority, but just the fact of the matter, right? So yeah, man, that's crazy. Crazy, man. But hey, at the end of the day, teachers are held to a higher standard. We greatly appreciate them. I don't think they make enough money. They definitely need to be paid more because they're an essential and crucial part of the society as a whole. But for Black people, especially, man, can't afford you to be trying to make this shit about you. All right. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. and all the fucking numbers, the data and statistics show that. But anyway, man, hey, I greatly appreciate y'all for being up with me extra late, man. Didn't want this one to go this late, but I think it was more than needed. And you know, y'all know the deal, man. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And that's that on that one. To catch y'all next, man. Holla, we out.